Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. It's there! Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Well, welcome back here to Guiseley AFC Radio, and we're back playing football this afternoon, and it's the FA Trophy. This time the trip down south to London to face Dulwich Hamlet, the team at the top of their division, and are looking to make a cup upset this afternoon at the expense of the Lions. A tough game for Guiseley at the beginning of January after a great draw at Grimsby. We'll be hearing more about that shortly, but this afternoon it's FA Trophy banana skin in Dulwich Hamlet, who have done so well. There's a return to the action for some of the Guiseley players that we've been missing. Robertson is back on the subs bench along with Ben Parker, so hopefully Guiseley can get off and continue that positive start against Grimsby here in the FA Trophy against Dulwich Hamlet. Here on Guiseley AFC Radio, we're bringing you full match commentary.
Brooksby now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the face of goal. Into the back of the net, and it's Adam Boys who has scored Guiseley's third. The Lions are in dreamland this evening.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome here to Champion Hill, where Dulwich Hamlet are our hosts this afternoon for the FA Trophy, and a tough banana skin of a game for us. I'm Colin Robertson, alongside me Chris Bell for this trophy tie, but we're nestled in here in central London and looking forward to this, but promises to be a very tough afternoon, doesn't it, for the Lions?
Yeah, absolutely. You're quite right in that. For me, I don't think I like that favourites tag, to be honest, because we're going to a side who are top of their respective division, just 2 leagues below, a side that have got a massively inflated support to what they had a few years ago. So for me, I don't know if we're favourites, maybe in league position and stature perhaps, but on this, I think this is going to be a much tighter game, a much closer game than the league positionings would suggest.
Yeah, and there's no question that they're going well, aren't they, the home side? They have done so well in terms of their performance in this division so far this season. Top of the table, but the teams behind them, they're not runaway leaders, are they?
No, not by any stretch. There's only a couple of points between them and the sides below them. Both of the sides second and third have got games in hand as well. So by no means are they running away with it. But they take nothing away. They are top of the league at this stage. Or will be top of the league for a reason.
Great result against Grimsby at the beginning of January. The last time we played, it might seem a long time ago, the Saturday after New Year's Day, and we were all hazy after the celebrations of Christmas. But the players certainly weren't. They came out fighting, and Matt Bauer was really impressed with their performance.
We wanted a reaction from the second half performance at Gateshead, and obviously worked on a few bits during the week in training, and the lads stuck to the plan really well, but most of all they just gave absolutely everything. Headers, tackles, they were putting the bodies on the line for us when they had to do it against, I've said it before, but I think the best team in the league, and really barring a couple of for all the possession that they had, the chances that they had were few and far between. And the one that they've got's a little bit fortunate how it sort of deflected into the lads' path right in front of goal. So disappointed, obviously, with that, because I felt the lads had done enough to get the victory. We showed that true bit of quality in front of goal with Ollie Norburn's fantastic strike, and yeah, disappointed. And I thought they should have had a player sent off for a horrendous tackle on Will Hatfield just in front of us. You just wondered if that had been the other way around. 5,000 fans baying for someone to be sent off, what would have happened? But in my book, that's a red card these days, all day long. You look at the Gavin Rothery one a few weeks back at Wrexham. That's a red card tackle, and we didn't get that bit of luck that we should have got. So disappointed with that. Didn't think we were looked after how we should have been, but I think after Gateshead, if you'd have offered me a point here, we'd have taken it.
And it's been a real performance in adversity, hasn't it, with illness in the camp and you're having to really shuffle the pack today.
Yeah, we've 6 players out that would have been probably in the squad today, 6 not to be able to select. Add to that with a couple of lads on the bench that have not even trained this week. So it's been a testing time, and when results are going against you, and the poor second half performance against Gateshead, it's difficult, but the lads stepped up, were good in training this week, and the performance sort of really was really pleasing after what's gone on. We're in a difficult run of games. Our home form's been good. We've struggled away from home to pick up wins. We've had a fair few draws and a couple of defeats recently, and this is the fourth of league games. It's a fourth away game in a row, so it's been a difficult run. Possibly with the Grimsby rearrangement, the next two league games are going to be at home, so hopefully we can continue the decent home form that we've had. We've won 4 of our last 5 at home, and if we're going to keep this gap that we've got, or increase this gap that we've got between us and the bottom 4, we need our home form to be good. So it'll be good to get back home next week against Forest Green, and the lads can take a lot of confidence from today's performance.
And one of the criticisms has been that we haven't been taking our chances in front of goal, but today we weren't going to get many, but the one we did, what a strike as well from Oliver Norburn.
Great strike, yeah. He's just saying in the dressing room there, he was angry because he'd given the ball away just before, and it was almost out of frustration. And yeah, we know he's got that in him. He's been sort of playing as a little bit more of a holding player, or holding midfield player for us recently. We just wanted to get him a bit further up the field, have him shooting from 25 yards as opposed to 40. So he did put a good shift. Thought him and Bosch were good for us in there today. Jake did that screening job well, but he could name every single player. They've all done a really good job, done exactly what we've asked them to do, and the goal that we've conceded, you can analyse it, but I think we're a little bit unfortunate with how it deflects into the lads' path. But yeah, when you come to these places, you might need something special or be clinical with the only chance that you get, and fantastic strike, and just a shame that it wasn't one that won the game for us.
After Christmas, it'd been a bit flat with those performances at Aldershot and Gateshead. The Guiseley fans that turned out in their number today, they did the club proud, didn't they? Yeah, brilliant support.
Speaking with Eddie before the game, and we were surprised really with how many we saw, given the away form that we've had, and time of year and everything like that. To come in such numbers, and you could hear them throughout the game from minute 1 to minute 90. That they were there backing the lads, and it's really appreciated. It makes such a big difference when you come to places like this where there's 5,000 home fans pushing them on. To have your own band of supporters there, pushing you on is a real bonus for us, and much appreciated. And hopefully now we can get back home and get a couple of results at home, and just get ourselves out of performance like this, and a result like this does get us out of the little rut that we were in. But we've got to kick on and turn 1 point into 3 now, and look to put in a similar sort of shift against Forest Green next week.
Yeah, that is a tremendous task again to do, isn't it? Same again against Forest Green, one of the top teams in this division.
It's the league we're in. It's going to be tough, and I think you look at the fixtures at the start of the season. They were relatively kind, and we had some very winnable games, and we certainly won a fair few, and opened up a good gap between us and the bottom 4. I think recently we've had some really tough fixtures. If you look at where we've played in the past 2 months, we've got a lot of the tough fixtures out of the way. You look at the away games we've played, we've done today, so we've done Grimsby, we've done Forest Green away, we've done Cheltenham away, we've done Tranmere away, Wrexham away, Dover away. We've got those fixtures out of the way, and I think Byron Eastleigh, they're probably the 6 toughest places to go. So to have them out of the way, I think is a real positive for us to be in the position that we're in. Everyone can, after a couple of defeats, confidence can go, and can be that little bit of panic sets in, but it's important that we keep our heads and look to take advantage of fixtures coming up. Like I said, the home form's been good, and you look at the away games we've got between now and the end of the season. I'd like to think that we can certainly improve on the away form that we've had for the first half of the season.
That was Mark Bauer speaking to me after the Grimsby game on the 2nd of January. Of course, he talked about the Forest Green game. That wasn't to happen, with the weather again scuppering us late on last Saturday, but it'll be good to get back to action. Mark Bauer was also talking midweek about the fact that the opportunity we have to get some players back from injury has been a positive in this spell of lack of football.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing that the time gives you is that chance to recover, the chance to recuperate, get people back from injury that might have slight knocks, etc. He's got almost, I think, as well, apart from Ollie Johnson, really, he's got a fully fit squad to choose from, as we can see from the bench. The fact that Ben Parker, and as you touched on earlier, Rob Atkinson returns from injury only to the substitutes bench, but it is it marks a return. And I'm sure Rob and Ben in particular will be absolutely delighted to be backing the chances of getting first team football.
So let's just go through that lineup. Steve Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe the captain, Jake Lawler, Adam Boys, Gavin Rothery, Danny Hall, Will Hatfield, Anthony Dudley, who of course returns on loan to the end of the season, Oliver Norburn and James Hurst, Ben Parker, Adam Lockwood, Danny Boschel, Liam Dickinson and Rob Atkinson on the bench. A heck of a bench that, isn't it?
It is. It's something that we haven't really had that kind of strength, have we, for a little while?
Adam Smith misses out. He's had an illness, so he's the only real obvious absentee at the moment. Obviously, Ollie Johnson still continuing with his long-term recovery, so perhaps it has worked in his favour.
Yeah, absolutely. As I say, having that break, it's got some people back. It's meant that the likes of Ben Parker and Atkinson, even if they come on for the last 15-20, I'm sure Mark will be keen to get them into the action, to get him back on the pitch. And obviously with people like Anthony Dudley as well, it's given him a bit more time to almost familiarise himself with the place and with the staff and obviously his teammates as well, because there'll be a couple of new faces, I think, since he was last here, who have joined the club as well. So it gives time to gel, to bond and get to know each other and to recuperate as well and get fit.
Cracking goal from Oliver Norburn on Saturday the 2nd. It was his second screamer of the season and he was delighted with it.
We've been asked to bounce back from the manager and I think we did that. Probably disappointed not to come away with all 3 points. Again, really, we've been in this position before, but it's a tough place to come. And we've shown that we are capable of getting results and good performances. So it's a stepping stone for us. We've got 2 hard games coming up in the next week, and we'll take it into the next games.
And for you personally, that's your second one in the Oliver Norburn goal of the season competition.
Yeah, delighted to get another goal. Just wish it was the winner.
What is it about your game that is different to some of the other midfielders? We certainly think that you're not afraid to have a go.
Yeah, the ball's come to me and I don't know. I just took the opportunity to shoot and it's gone in. Like I said, delighted with another goal. Hopefully, many more to come.
Of course, going forward onto Saturday, it doesn't get any easier. We've come away at third and got a point, but at home to second in the league, Forest Green on Saturday.
Yeah, we're in for another tough game. I think they'll be a decent side as well. But like I said, we've shown that we can mix it as well. We've got some good players in there. It's just all about believing in ourselves, and I think we can go on to win many more games.
And at this stage of the season, we're above the bottom 4, which is where we want to be come the end of it. Is it all about the team spirit and going forward and sticking together, and hopefully the results will come? Yeah, definitely. I think we've just got to believe in ourselves and keep playing, and hopefully we'll be nowhere near that come the end of the season. But it's one game at a time. It's a good result for us today, and hard place to come, and we'll take that into Forest Green.
Well, it's a cliche, isn't it? One game at a time. But you've got to apply that, haven't you, at this stage of the league season? We are in a heck of a relegation battle. There's no question about looking at the teams around us. They are picking up points. The teams that are picking up points in particular have done so very well. Halifax pulling their way out of the bottom 4 for the first time this season.
Who saw that coming earlier in the season?
Absolutely not. Southport likewise looks a little bit like they were beginning to really lose their way, and since Dino Marmry has come in, they've turned that round.
This is what makes it a little bit of a testing and a bit of a worrying time, really, if you're a Guiseley supporter, because the sides that we were looking at to, let's be frank about this, to be worse than we are, have all of a sudden picked up some points and are putting the pressure on us quite considerably. This might be a nice test here at Dulwich, a cup game, something where there is no points at stake, a bit of pressure off in that respect. Obviously Mark's going to want to progress in this competition, as everybody involved with the club wants to, as all the clubs do at this stage, because we were talking on the train on the way down, win this, you're into the last 16, then the quarters, before you know it, hopefully you could be on the doorstep of Wembley.
Well, it would be amazing, wouldn't it? And it would be a tremendous achievement for Guiseley to make some headway in this tournament, but we really like to do so. Just before we go any further, it's probably worth also pointing out that one of the other omissions from this squad we didn't mention is Tom Craddock, who isn't in this starting lineup.
Thanks for that, Colin, because you've set me up with no answer whatsoever. We have no explanation. This is the problem. We have no explanation of Tom Craddock's absence. We'll look at this in a positive light, and I say positive, in that he might just have an illness or a knock. Nothing's in a
played well though, didn't he, against Grimsby?
That is what surprises me though, because he had, for me, he didn't get on the score sheet, but he probably had the best hour I think I've seen from him.
But he did get a knock, didn't he, after that game?
He did get the knock, and that is perhaps what's kept him out. But he had a superb hour up until the injury, because because he was chasing, he was pressing, he was harrying, he was everything horrible about a striker that you want to see. And I'll say, if as you've just reminded me with his injury, with the knot that he had, hopefully that will be the cause of his absence, because he could cause a side a couple of leagues below some problems with his experience. But it's a shame he's out, and obviously it gives the likes of Boys and Dudley a chance to get on the score sheet instead.
Yeah, he spoke to him at the end of the game against Grimsby, and he did say he was going off to have a scan on that leg just to see whether it was a crack in the bone that he'd suffered. But he was absolutely pleased with the point and the performance.
I think we had a good game plan. We were disciplined, and I think we deserved it. I don't think Drenches had too many last-ditch saves to make. You know, they've had a few things flash past the post, but I think overall the draw was probably fair.
And after a disappointing defeat at Gateshead on Monday, important to bounce back in the right way.
Yeah, we've got a good group of players. We've got a good spirit, and I think everyone was disappointed with Gateshead. You know, we feel we're a lot better than that. I think we showed it against a really good team today.
And for you personally, it's been a bit of a stop-start period for you with being in and out of the side. You got the start today, and whilst you were always going to have a battle in the air, you seem to suddenly ruffle some feathers with the centre-backs of Grimsby. Yeah,
obviously, you know, I try to use my experience and use my body and hold it up, and I thought I did that quite well. Unfortunately, picked up the knock, so I had to come off. But yeah, I was quite pleased with the short period I was on.
And how do you feel in terms of the injury that forced you off?
It's a little bit sore now. I think I'm going to go for an X-ray tonight, and then see how it is the next couple of days, but hopefully it's not too serious.
Hopefully something that won't keep you out too long, because of course Forest Green at home next Saturday. It doesn't get any easier in this league.
No, it doesn't. But you know, we said after Gateshead, we fancy ourselves against anyone. You know, I think Grimsby one of the best teams, and we give Forest, although we got beat 3-0 away at Forest Green, we had a good half an hour there. So we fancy ourselves against anyone. We've got belief, and we don't fear anyone.
It's Tom Craddock there speaking to Chris Bell after the Grimsby game, and out today because of the injury and unable to take part this afternoon in this FA Trophy tie. One man who is on the bench though is Danny Boschel. He was also really pleased to go back to his old club and put in such a good performance.
It's definitely a good point. Obviously you feel a little bit disappointed once we've gone one up, and you know the manner of their goal, should I say, because I think there were a little bit of luck involved how it fell to the lad, but no. You know, we'd have took a point before, and then I thought the lads put in a fantastic workman-like performance today. So yeah, we're pleased with a point.
How much impetus was there on a massive improvement from Monday at Gateshead?
Well, we've me and Bowes and Martin, we've just watched the full game on the coach coming to Grimsby, and to be fair, first half at times we were quite, we were the team on top. But we don't want to talk too much about it. But if you give away the goals that we give away in 5 minutes or whatever it was straight after half time, we killed ourselves really. We gift wrapped it to Gateshead, but that's gone. And to be fair, today I thought the lads were magnificent. And 1-11 the lads worked very, very hard, and we got a point out of it.
For large parts of it, we had to just sort of batten down the hatches slightly and deal with all the crosses, but we coped with them relatively well.
Yeah, we come with a game plan. I thought it worked today. We got the goal, and to be fair, for large spells, they never really troubled us for all the ball they had. Knocking it across back, and they never really hurt us. And I think I can name a couple of chances, maybe second half. The one from a free kick headed at far post. But apart from that, I don't think they've had a chance. So that's pleasing to come to Grimsby and say that.
Obviously, illness within the squad meant a number of changes in today's formation and lineup.
Yeah, there's been a few people, myself one of them, over Christmas. Obviously Nick today not well. Wayne's had a bug. There's a couple more as well, so lads have gone out there today and wrapped themselves up and had a good go.
And in terms of going forward, it doesn't get much easier at home to Forest Green on Saturday, but a lot of positives we can take from today going into that game.
Yeah, I think you come away to Grimsby and you get a point. I think you've got to give you confidence, and we've got to believe that that we can come to places. And obviously we've had a lot of away games as well recently, so that's been hard as well. But there's next couple at home, and I think at home we're as good. We can be very, very good. So we'll look to see what we can get some out of them 2 games.
Well, that was Danny Boschel there speaking to us after the Grimsby game. News just coming in actually that the Bradford Park Avenue game was being postponed. That one was
well, we saw the tweet we saw the tweet. There was a half-time pitch inspection there. Half an hour or so after it was announced that it was going to be on. So obviously something hasn't happened with the pitch they were hoping to, and a late postponement there.
Full fixture list of FA Trophy, otherwise obviously postponements and postponements are the only reason that they wouldn't be playing today. But of course, Lincoln City and Forest Green are playing in the Vanarama National, so we'll keep an eye on all those scores this afternoon as the two sides come out here, and we get ready for what promises to be a very, very interesting FA Trophy tie. It's Dulwich Hamlet versus Guiseley. And the two sets of players just shake hands with the officials. So a chance now for us to go down the team list for the two sides. First of all, the home side, Dulwich Hamlet, Phil Wilson in goal, Mitchell Nelson, Jordan Hibbett, Danny Waldron, the captain, Matt Drake, Ethan Pennick, Nyrin Clunis, Ashley Carew, Dean McDonald, Damien Scannell and Albert Jarrett. On the bench, Ryan Moss, Gusau, Jacob Erskine, Jack Dixon and Osei Sankota. In that lineup, Chris, what do you think, who are the players that you've spotted that you think we should be watching out for?
Well, in particular for me, Albert Jarrett, the number 11 for Dulwich, who's somebody that has had quite a lot of league experience. He was at Barnet, he was at Lincoln as well, as was Mitchell Nelson as well, who was a goal scorer last week here against Enfield Town. A defender, good in the air as well. So there's a couple of key players. There's a lot of experience in that side as well in the league. And you look at Ashley Carew as well, who's played at a much higher level as well for Newport as well. So there's a lot of experience in that Dulwich Hamlet side. This is why, for me, it's, we may have the favourites tag on league position, but this is going to be a very difficult game here at Champion Hill for Guiseley.
Yes, referee David Rock and his officials Kieran Bailey and Lee Marshalsey just bring the two captains together to go through the coin toss. One chance to go through the Guiseley side once again. Stephen Drench in goal, Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Jake Lawler, Adam Boys, Gavin Rothery, Danny Hall, William Hatfield, Anthony Dudley, Oliver Norburn and James Hurst. It's written down his full name, Will Hatfield. So I
was just going to say, I think that's the first time all season we've actually said William Hatfield.
But just talk us through what you think that formation will be.
Well, looking at it for me, we're probably going back to the standard, the 4-2-3-1, Drench in goal, back four of Ryan Toulson, Danny Lowe, Danny Hall and Jake Lawler. Then you'll have Norburn and Hatfield in the centre. James Hurst will be on the right, possibly Dudley out on the left, Rothery out on the left, and then that leaves Dudley and Boyce. So perhaps a change in formation, maybe a 4-4-2 as opposed to the usual 4-2-3-1.
Well, we're just about ready for kick-off here. Guiseley in their all-yellow strip. They'll be shooting from right to left, and Dulwich Hamlet in a dark kit with pink trim. And just as we get the announcement that the supporters coach is blocking in the car park, we're about to get underway here. It's a compact ground, compact stadium, but a great turnout here from the home fans once again. They had 2,200 here at home for the big league fixture at the top of the table. And another big crowd again today as we get underway at Champion Hill, with the ball played forward by Will Hatfield in towards Boys. Boys takes it down, picked up now by Rothery. He lays it back into the hands of Norburn. Norburn finds Anthony Dudley for his first touch of the ball since coming back on loan, but he loses out now. And now Nyrin Clunis comes forward with the ball for the home side and takes a shot from range. And it rolls through to Steve Drench.
Yeah, not a particularly great effort, but some good play though from Damien Scannell just before that to get the ball into him.
Ball into the Dulwich half, picked up by Norburn on the halfway line. Now McDonald. Dean McDonald spins inside the centre circle. Good control to take him away from Danny Hall. Goes into Clunis again. He's down that left-hand side. Guiseley having to defend a bit here because Clunis has got a man behind who can help and perhaps distribute to the box. But good shape from the Lions, keeping Dulwich at bay for the moment on that left-hand side until Hurst makes the challenge, which the referee decides merits a free kick.
Yeah, it's one of those niggling fouls really there from the Guiseley man, and a free kick. Probably the right decision. Going to have to be concentrated and aware of the dangers though that Dulwich possess.
All about to be floated in from this left-hand side. into the area, in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. There's a real mix-up between Danny Lowe and Danny Hall, and he's shouting at Stephen Drench, why didn't you come for it? And there's a bit of a disagreement between the two, but nonetheless it's in the safe hands of the Guiseley goalkeeper. His clearance out to Hurst, though, is well anticipated by Hibbert. Jordan Hibbert plays the ball forward, though, rather aimlessly, and it's all the way through to Drench once again.
Yeah, started at a relatively slow pace this match, but going back to that mix-up there between the two Dannies, almost proved costly.
So 2 minutes gone and it's still scoreless. No surprise. Dulwich are on the ball at the moment, and playing the ball up to the halfway line, where Adam Boyes goes looking for it, but can't quite get there. And in the end it's going to be a throw-in, which will be taken by Nelson. Nelson up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, finds Scannell. Scannell now tackled, out for a throw on this right-hand side. And it's picked by Jarrett. Jarrett into Scannell. Scannell now into the area, and there's a ball on the edge of the D, and it's eventually challenged and got away by Hurst, but only as far as guys who need it. Guys who get the free kick anyway on the edge of the D. Yeah,
I was going to say, was that for... I'm not entirely sure what that was for, to be honest. Didn't see a foul from a Dulwich perspective. I don't think the offside flag was up either, so a little bit bemused at that one.
Not particularly clear, was it? 1-0 to Fulham against Huddersfield. Ball goes forward, and there's a challenge comes in from Ryan Toulson inside the centre circle as Gazzy tried to force the ball forward, but Dulwich at the moment enjoying more of the ball in the opening spell of this game, and good work there from Dean MacDonald. He wins the home side a throw right on the halfway line, and they take the ball forward once again down the right hand side, looking for Jarrett. Jarrett chasing, wins it up against Danny Lowe. Jarrett gets the ball infield. It's a good one as well, and it finds a fullback Nelson into the box, plays it towards the penalty spot. Tries to get a foot away, but the Lions are backs against the walls at the moment. And again, Dulwich Hamlet on the ball, this time with Carew out to the right hand side. Jarrett again, the former Lincoln man, goes down to the byline, looks to get the cross. He does. It takes a deflection off Danny Lowe, and then finally finds its way through to Jake Lawler. The Lions clear, the ball flicked up in the air and sent back by Pinnock to the goalkeeper. Adam Boyes chases him down. Dudley now also keeping the pressure on as they look to close down Dulwich from the back, but the home side get the ball forward well. And on the halfway line again, they have possession, and again Guiseley are back in defensive shape.
Well, it's been just the kind of start we expected from Dulwich, really looking to get at us quickly, and plenty of pressing play, and a good passing play as well.
Another good ball now, actually, down the left-hand side. Hibbert will chase. He's up against Hurst. Hurst gets the challenge in, but that goes only as far as Clunis. Clunis chips the ball into the box, picked up here by MacDonald. MacDonald goes down to the byline, but it's a good challenge comes in by Danny Hall. The Lions clear, up to Hurst, inside the Dulwich half. Hurst only manages to deflect it off one of the home side, but guys, they do get a throw in just inside their own half, about level with the edge of the centre circle.
Yeah, it's a chance for Guiseley to see something of the ball, really, because in the opening few minutes they haven't done a great deal.
This is the thing, when you've got a team that are in such great form, the confidence is clearly flowing through them at the moment.
When you've got this kind of backing as well at this level, I mean, the crowd here is excellent.
It is full, it's fair to say, isn't it? All the way around this pitch. No idea what the attendance will be, but it's going to be certainly more than 1,000. It's more than the average, I would suggest, which they've been averaging over 1,000 this season. It's fantastic support.
It cost 2,249, I think, last week.
Guys here on the ball at the moment, at the back here with Danny Hall. He plays it long down the left-hand side. Adam Boyes will go searching for this one, but he's not going to get there ahead of Drage, and goes back to the goalkeeper, Wilson. He lays the ball out, and again Dulwich Hamlet will come up to the halfway line. This time Pinnock playing the ball down the left flank. Doesn't find a dark blue shirt, and it goes out for a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, he was looking to find Damien Scannell there. Just off the top of my head, I don't know how often we'll have done this. We'll have played against both Scannell brothers at some point.
Oh, the ball's over the top. Oh, good stats.
This season, because we played against Sean Scannell in a pre-season friendly against Huddersfield, and his brother, I think he's a slightly older brother, Damien, playing for Dulwich today.
Still 0-0 if you're just joining us. Stunned into silence by Chris Bell's statistical knowledge there. Dean McDonald has the ball for Dulwich. It's played up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Scannell takes it down. But it's a good interception from Jake Lawler and hoofed away really by Oliver Norburn. All the way back to the Dulwich goalkeeper. And again, the home side on the ball. Down towards the halfway line. It's intercepted and won now by Norburn. Norburn into Rothery. Rothery threads it in towards Boys. Boys is challenged, goes down. No free kick is given, and Boys is furious. And Dulwich now can come away with the ball on the counter-attack, but it was the first bit of slick passing movement from Guiseley we've seen. But in the meantime, they've got to get back to defensive shape, and Jake Lawler puts a foot through the ball, and it's out for a Dulwich throw on the halfway line. Yeah, that was the first time we've really seen Guiseley get forward, came into the feet of Boys. He certainly felt that he was clipped. As I say, he was absolutely furious that the decision didn't go his way. Meanwhile, the ball is out for a Dulwich throw just inside the Lions half. A couple of scores to give you in the National North. Gainsborough 0, Telford 1, Solihull 1, Stalybridge 0, and in the Trophy, Leamington 0, Altrincham 1. That's a first round game, by the way, because of the postponements. Dulwich on the attack now. Pick the ball up on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's at the back post here with Jarrett. Jarrett swings the ball towards the goal, but just goes past the upright and behind for a goal kick.
Well, this is going to be the danger of Albert Jarrett. You know, for me, he's traditionally been left winger, but on the right hand side, and this is what he'll do. He'll look to cut in field, get onto his left, get inside of Danny Lowe, and look to curl it towards that far post. And that wasn't too far wide there. The only chance for Albert Jarrett.
Took by Dudley. Dudley on the halfway line, gives it back to Lowe. Guys, he's just having to weather the storm a little early on in this game. And Matt Bow, I'm sure, will be hoping that the side will grow into the match. At the moment, Dulwich look to be on top, but Guiseley in possession of the ball now with Danny Lowe, finding Dudley. Rothery, he can't keep the ball in play, and Guiseley do look a little rusty, and it's a throw for Dulwich just inside their own half.
Well, it's been a slow start on the whole for Guiseley so far.
Another throw for the Lions this time, just about level with the centre circle inside their half. 0-0. Danny Lowe will take, throws it long up towards Boys. Boys in the aerial battle with Drage. We can't win that one, and it's up to the halfway line where it's chipped forward by Lowe. Won now by Rothery into the feet of Boys, but his crossfield pass is blocked, and Jarrett comes away with it. Picked up again by Scannell. Scannell runs into Hatfield, who gets a challenge in. And Tilson completes the clearance, but Guiseley can't get the ball down that right flank too easily without meeting resistance. Hatfield eventually gets the ball into Hurst. Hurst looks like he's taken a knock, but he rides the challenge. And Guiseley continue to play with the ball, and Hurst makes an ambitious crossfield ball that gets a little lucky to keep it away from Jarrett. Lowe collects, gives it to Norburn. Norburn inside his own half. As exchanging passes with Hatfield. Guiseley now just feeling the ball a little bit more, and it's down that right hand side. Rothery on the ball, 3 around him, plays it back here to Hurst. Hurst on the right hand side, and Rothery combining. Hurst makes the run and continues to run towards the edge of the penalty area, now down towards the byline. Can he get the cross in? No, it's blocked, but it's gone behind for Guiseley's first corner of the afternoon.
Yeah, it's great play from Guiseley. So they managed to keep hold of the ball for more than a few passes. Played it well down that right hand side. James Hurst in a more advanced role than what we used to see. Gets the cross in, deflects behind for a corner.
Corner 2. Guiseley's going to be taken on the right hand side. They're just recovering the ball at the moment. Corner flag rather lazily bending over. Guys, you have 4 of 5 in the box in yellow shirts, and 2 of those are in the 6-yard box around the goalkeeper. And Mark Bauer shouting instructions from the halfway line. This corner yet to be taken, though. And we wait. The home fans get impatient. Referee now encourages the corner to be taken. It's floated in up towards the penalty spot, headed in towards a goal by Danny Hall, but just goes behind. In fact, it's going to be another corner. It takes a deflection finally off a Dulwich defender. It was a long-range header from Danny Hall. It was never likely really to test the goalkeeper. This time the corner's taken short. And Norburn looking for the pass into the box, finds Boys. Boys gives it back to Rothery on the right flank. Guiseley with a first spell of pressure now, float the ball into the box up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Jake Lawler beaten in the header. It's picked up by Hurst, and what a superb strike from James Hurst. He picked the ball up from the 18-yard box, at the edge of the 18-yard box, and he curled it. It had a wicked curl past the goalkeeper, and an absolutely top-class goal, and Guiseley are in front.
That is an absolutely superb strike from James Hurst. He could do that 100 times in training maybe and pull it off only the once. What a hit. The curve and the bend on that was absolutely fantastic. Low into the bottom right-hand corner. Great goal. Guys lead.
Dulwich kick off then. After impressing in the early spells of the game, they find themselves a goal behind. And Guiseley a goal in front. And the difference is an absolutely wonderful strike from James Hurst. Now, the Lions are forced into defensive duty again. This time there's going to be a throw-in for Dulwich, about level with the 6-yard box on the left-hand side. As they come back, an immediate response will be looked for or sought for. Hibbert now chips the ball into the box. It's just beyond McDonald, and Guiseley managed to get it away. Rothery chips the ball up in the air. He nods it on. Oh, he's clattered, is Gavin Rothery, by Damien Scannell. Referee immediately calls the physio on. Martin Stringfellow rushes across to tend to Gavin Rothery.
Yeah, Rothery had he tried something a little bit different. He flicked the ball up into the air and volleyed it away. Got his volley slightly wrong, and it literally just went directly up. Was looking to win the header. Damien Scannell, to his credit, did nothing wrong. He just stood strong and waited for Gavin Rothery to basically bounce off him. But he certainly caught him in the face, as Rothery did jump into him.
He's clattered and he's down at the moment. It's Gavin Rothery, and being tended to. Referee just speaking to the captain, Danny Waldron. He's just advising him that that sort of challenge isn't acceptable. But there's no other repercussions. I don't know who was it. Was it Dean McDonald who clattered him? Was it Scannell?
It was Scannell, Damien Scannell. Who, to be fair to him, he just
battling for the ball, wasn't he? It wasn't malicious of any.
No malice in it at all, as you say. Just 2 players battling for the ball, and Gavin Rothery, of course, he's not the strongest or the biggest, to be honest, just bounced off him. But I was getting the feeling that from Guiseley's perspective, as the opening spells of the game had gone, let's be honest, all Dulwich as well, that it was going to have to be something special if Guiseley were going to get themselves into the lead, because they were probably impressing at times, but Dulwich were, to be honest, dealing with things comfortably. And then when that chance came there for James Hurst, absolutely stunning strike.
Brilliant goal. Really,
so much curve.
The stewards will be operating
some latest scores from the FA Trophy. Dulwich obviously trailing here 1-0 thanks to James Hurst's goal, but it's Grimsby 1, Weston Supermare 0. Havant at Waterlooville are doing it again. They're leading at Welling 1-0. Leamington 0, Altrincham 1. And there's some goals in the National North, and that's Solihull 1, Stadebridge 0. Gainsborough have equalised against Telford, and Brackley are leading at home to FC United. Big game at the bottom of the National North there. We're back underway here. Happily, Gavin Rothery is up and running around.
Just thought that's not a bad way for James Hurst to open his Guiseley account, is it?
Yeah, not at all. It's a rather ropey clearance from Danny Hall, though, and it's out for a throw for Dulwich on the halfway line. And the home side get back underway with Pinnock playing the ball up towards Scannell. Good interception from Ryan Tilson. Tilson now in a battle with Scannell. Tilson wins it, and it's eventually hoofed down the right channel, but too far ahead of Adam Boyes. That'll be a Dulwich throw in their left back position.
Yeah, just too much on it. The ball forward there from Guiseley.
You have to say it's a fantastic attendance here at this ground this afternoon. And they were saying they used to have attendances, 180 average?
That was about 5 years ago.
5 years ago, and now here they are, over 1,000, and really today, it looks like a complete sellout. Guys have just, been awarded a free kick, I'd say. I'm not really sure what that was for.
It's just like the one that we saw a bit earlier on, that a free kick went in Guiseley's favour, and I'm still left wondering why.
Free kick, it is about 5-6 yards in front of the centre circle. It's taken short to Ryan Tilson, now here to Hurst. Hurst, he's up against Clunis. Hurst gets the ball into the box, it's headed up in the air, helped away by Jarrett, but only as far as Danny Lowe. Lowe to the left-hand side towards Dudley, but his control lets him down, and Norbans does too, and suddenly there's a chance for a counter-attack on here for the home side. Good skills from Dean McDonald. He goes to ground and wins the free kick for Dulwich on the halfway line.
Yeah, he's looked relatively lively in the opening spell. There's Dean McDonald, the number 9 for Dulwich Hamlet.
Now home side pick the ball up on the left-hand side. It's up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's hoofed clear by Ryan Tilson. One back now by Dulwich, who play it down that left flank. Picked up by Tilson again, and just an exchange of passes. Now Jake Lawler floats the ball forward, looking for Dudley. Beyond him and out. And in the end, it's a throw-in, just taken. Left back position for Dulwich, and a poor ball actually gives it straight to Adam Boyes. It was Mitchell Nelson with a mistake, and the ball played forward by Rothery towards Danny Lowe on the overlap. Doesn't find him, and now there's a chance here for Dulwich to counter-attack, but actually Rothery tidies that one up again, and Lawler finds Hurst, but Hurst's touch isn't that great. Good tackle comes in from Jake Lawler to win the ball back, but Dulwich win the second phase, and it's sent downfield in the direction of Clunis, but it's tidied up by Ryan Tilson, sent back to Stephen Drench, and then played forward up here to Hurst to nod on. Finds Adam Boyes. Boyes into the feet of Gavin Rothery. Hurst closed down swiftly by Jordan Hibbert. Guisey throw. Thrown in field here. Finds Rothery. And the Lions leading by a goal to nil if you're just joining us. With 20 minutes to gone. Have the ball inside the Dulwich half now with Danny Hall on the halfway line. To Dudley. The Lions just trying to stroke the ball around for a moment or two. It's certainly not been our own way this game, as Dulwich started very brightly, had 1 or 2 good chances early doors, but Guisey have scored an absolute perler with James Hurst. And now they rob the ball from Dulwich inside the home side's half, and a drill from distance from Hurst once again. He's got a taste for it now, hasn't he? This one though, high and wide.
Well, it's exactly what we knew James Hurst is capable of, but we hadn't seen it so far because, of course, when James Hurst came to us, he was the top goal scorer at Torquay United before his move north, and he's been used to his right back for his Guiseley career up until today. And I'm liking what I'm seeing of James Hurst. He's not afraid to have a go.
Ball goes forward once again as they try to take it. Norburn, to be fair, fairly clearly from our side, handles the ball, but gets away with it as the referee's missighted. It goes forward towards Hurst, and Hurst is offside.
I don't know how he didn't see that. I really don't.
Equaliser for Welling against Haddon or Waterlooville, so it's Havant 1, Welling 1, and Sutton have taken the lead against Curzon Ashton 1-0. Here it's 1-0 to Guisey. Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 0. Gateshead, they're no Bolton, are they? There's a tackle comes in here from Will Hatfield to win the ball back for Guisey. He's bundled over by Nelson. Free kick's taken quickly, picked up by Rothery. Rothery lays it out to the right-hand side. Chance now for Tilson to go forward from right back. He's closed down but rides the challenge in towards the edge of the box. Chips the ball into the area. This time dealt with actually not well, and Adam Boyes has a chance for a snapshot, which is well saved by the goalkeeper Wilson. Guiseley almost gifted an opportunity in the second. They've got the second phase here with Hurst. The Lions battling to try and win the ball back and win the free kick this time when Ryan Tilson is brought down. This one sort of midway through the Dulwich half out to the right-hand side.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area, isn't it?
What an opportunity that was, really, for Boys in the area. The ball just failed to be cleared by Nelson, straight to Boys, and Boys' shot well parried by Phil Wilson.
Yeah, it was a good strike from Adam Boys, and the goalkeeper did well. It's parried away.
The free kick's taken. Norburn floats it in towards the back post. Hall is up there. He can keep the ball in play, but he can't in the end. It's behind for a goal kick. It's, again, decent move, decent spell of pressure, and forcing a few errors as well at the back line.
Yeah, very much so. I'd say we hadn't seen this pressing play from Guiseley in the opening 10-15 minutes or so, but last few they have pressed and looked to get forward and put the pressure on that defence as much as they can.
Well, with the goalkeeper Wilson, who plays the ball forward towards Jarrett, but it's headed away by Lowe. Challenge comes in on Hatfield, and it's a good challenge by Ashley Carew, who in turn is fouled by Hatfield. And the free kick is being given to the home side, just on the touchline here. There's a chance then for them to put the ball into the box. Drage this time will take the free kick, takes it short, finds Carew. Ball back with him now, and his ball is poor. Actually, Will Hatfield could have intercepted it, but didn't anticipate it. Guys, he do hold firm nonetheless, and Dudley now in his own half gives it back to Norburn. He's closed down. Norburn just plays it safe and gives it to Danny Lowe in left back, who punts the ball up towards Boys. Flicked on by Boys, and won back by Dulwich, who again have to start from the back. Pinnock now looking for options ahead. Plays it forward. It's picked up there by Scannell. Good intercepting from right midfield from James Hurst, who gives it to Jake Lawler, but his ball in turn isn't that good, and Dulwich picked the possession up again for the ball out to the left-hand side. Interception by Hurst, knocks it out for a Dulwich throw. The ball's here with Clunis now for the home side. In towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and there's a chase on for Scannell. He keeps the ball in play, but it's only able to lob it into the hands of Stephen Drench.
He'll do well in the end, though, there, Damien Scannell, because he had Jake Lawler ahead of him, who he's a big unit. And Scannell, much too shorter, but did well to get a foot round him to get the cross in. Just too close, Steve Drench.
Strike one for the big unit cliche bingo. There's a scoreline. Look at it's just been corrected. Oxford City 1-0. It said there to Cheltenham. It's been corrected to 0-0. I was getting excited for a moment there. So Oxford City still 0-0 against Cheltenham.
That would be one of the results of the round if Oxford were to beat Cheltenham.
Difficult place to go. The aptly named Marsh Lane. Now Dulwich on the ball on the left-hand side, looking to go forward, but not finding as much headway as they were in the opening spell. The ball with Danny Hall now, takes it past one, chips it square now towards Tilson, but this time he's tackled by Scannell, and it's a good ball over the top here in towards the head of McDonald, but Danny Hall is there first. But again, McDonald still forward, first touch as he gets the ball on the edge of the D. Forces him backwards, but he plays a lovely ball on the left-hand side now. Hurst has got to recover and take on Hibbert. Hibbert gets it into the box, headed away by Tilson, only as far as the edge of the area. Great shot comes in from Waldron, the captain, but this time his volley is directly at Stephen Drench and well held, but the best move from Dulwich Hamlet since going a goal behind.
Yeah, really good effort there from Danny Waldron, the captain. The ball came to him nicely, struck it on the volley. Good effort. Unfortunately for him, Stephen Drench saw that all the way.
No easy ties, are there? Grimsby 1, Weston-super-Mare 1. That's the scoreline. Grimsby had taken the lead earlier in that FA Trophy game. Still, Guiseley 1-0 up against Dulwich Hamlet here at Champion Hill. On a chilly, brisk
name that
day.
is for a stadium.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? The Hill of Champions. I like that.
Which they could be if their league form continues.
Now Gavin Rothery has the ball, about 30 yards from goal, plays it to the left-hand side. Dudley into the box, cuts across the defender, gets a shot, takes a deflection and goes into the back of the net. And Guiseley get a second. This one taking a fortuitous deflection, but good work there from Rothery and from Dudley, who gets another goal. It's his 6th of the season now. It's now Guiseley 2-0 up against Dulwich Hamlet.
Yeah, it's massively fortuitous from Guiseley's perspective. A huge deflection. The effort from Dudley, let's be honest, it probably wasn't really going to test Phil Wilson in the Dulwich goal, but what that does mean for Anthony Dudley is he's scored on both his debuts.
Yeah, that's a good point, isn't it? Yeah.
If your class is a second debut, seeing as he's re-signed.
I don't think it really counts, does it?
So in that case, 6 for the season then. But to be fair to Dulwich as well, it was just at a point when they were looking like getting themselves back into the game.
Yes, it was, wasn't it? And they had a great shot from Danny Waldron a few moments before. So now Guiseley
Anthony Dudley
having to defend once again. This time the ball's forward, picked up by McDonald into the penalty area, played out to the right-hand side, and Guiseley win it back and send it forward. Mark Bowers is going to be absolutely delighted, isn't he, the way that we've started this game. After riding the early storm, we've taken our chances. And how often have we said that this season?
Very, very rarely. But you're quite right, because that opening 15 minutes or so, it was all Dulwich. The pressure was from them. There wasn't too many chances as such, but it was Dulwich that was seeing all the ball. Then we managed to get ourselves that great goal from James Hurst. And then just now with the second, in the build-up to Anthony Dudley's goal, again it was Dulwich looking like getting themselves back into the game. The chance from Danny Waldron. And, you've got to feel sorry, really, from a Dulwich perspective, because their players has merited more than being 2-0 down. A lot more.
2-0 down they are, and Guiseley leading, thanks to Anthony Dudley and James Hurst. An absolute beauty from James Hurst as well. And we can watch the highlights back.
But as you say, that taking the chances thing that has haunted us so often this season, for not doing so.
Now the ball's forward as Dulwich Hamlet pick it up with Scannell. Scannell tries to thread it through, but it's a good challenge in on him by Danny Hall. Hurst now deep inside his own half. Has to give it back to Danny Hall, but Guiseley worked the ball away well. Norburn. Then a crossfield raking pass, looking to get Will Hatfield involved. Well intercepted, taken back to the goalkeeper. Hatfield chases it down. Very comfortable volley from Wilson to take the ball back into the feet of Hibbert. But Guiseley win the second phase again, and this time it's Gavin Rothery. Some distance from goal. Gavin Rothery gets a shot blocked and wins the second ball. And again, is still on it. He's had plenty of time to dribble, but not too much positive effect. He goes back to the halfway line. Jake Lawler, Ryan Toulson exchange passes now. It's down the right-hand side. Hurst. He's tackled by Clunis. And it goes up to the halfway line where Norburn nods it down, finds Hurst. Hurst back to Toulson. Guiseley in possession of the ball. Not allowing Dulwich Hamlet to get a touch for these past few moments. 2-0 up, that's exactly what you want the Lions to do. Danny Hall plays it down the left-hand side. It finds Danny Lowe, who's nod on. Is intercepted. Now there's a counter-attacking opportunity on, but it's sniffed out by Oliver Norburn. A good challenge on Scannell. Guys again have the ball, and this time it's over the top. Hatfield's onside on the left-hand side. He looked for a moment like he was off. His first touch isn't that great. It gives Pinnock a chance to step across and clear and knock it out for a throw-in. Lowe will take into the feet of Rothery. Up towards Hatfield, who chests it down, spins, but can't control. Lowe picks up the ball once again. Guiseley dominant at the moment in terms of possession, and have had a long spell of the ball now. Hurst into Rothery, out to the right-hand side with Toulson. He nods it, plays it infield to Rothery. Rothery gets it to the edge of the area. Hatfield now into the penalty area, square, cleared, and only as far as Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe back here to Danny Hall. Hall inside his own half. Finds Lawler. Lawler out to the right back. Toulson, his ball forward is blocked. It's going to be a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, it's been a good period of play from Guiseley in terms of keeping the ball and moving it well, keeping possession.
Now, Dulwich Hamlet have the ball inside the Lions half as they win it back, and now they start to press themselves, and it's a lovely 1-2 down the left-hand side to Clunis. Clunis onto the left-hand side of the penalty area, can't get the cross in, It was Carew who started the move. The ball eventually does come in, but there's only Danny Lowe inside the 6-yard box who's going to win that one. He gets it away. It's a great control from James Hurst, who clears up to the halfway line, but Dulwich Hamlet now back in possession here with Pinnock, playing to the left-hand side. And there's 4 to aim for inside the box. Clunas takes an effort, takes a deflection. This time hoofed clear by Danny Lowe. Picked up again. This time it's the left-back Hibbert again. Up against Hurst. He gets it down that left-hand side. And again they're looking to cross, but again 2 players preventing the ball being played first time. It goes back and is put into the box by Clunas. It's away. Nodded up in the air by Waldron. And then Hatfield is clipped by Hibbert, and the free kick is Guiseley's after a short spell of pressure there from Dulwich Hamlet.
Yeah, it gives Guiseley a chance to, well, I was going to say get 1 or 2 forwards as Steve Drench came well out of his area to set the free kick. Instead it was taken quickly by Norburn just in front of him.
Strange, isn't it? We look comfortable at the moment, which I've not...
A little too comfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm not used to that this season.
We haven't said things we haven't said this season. We've taken our chances and we look comfortable.
I know.
That hasn't happened this season.
Certainly had to make a few changes in recent weeks, Matt Bauer, but some of them have worked really well. And I thought Danny Hall and Jake Lawler looked excellent against Grimsby, and again looked quite accomplished today. Centre-half pairing, even though it's a completely different one to the one we started with this season. Now there's a long ball forward here. It's actually found its way through to Anthony Dudley on the left-hand side. He cuts in field again, plays it to the left where Rothery's on the overlapping run, down to the byline. Rothery's cross over the goal and behind for a goal kick. A couple of goals to tell you about. First of all, Eastbourne 1, Fylde 0. Woking 0, Maidenhead 1 is on the FA Trophy. Dover 0, Southport 1. Oh, an equaliser now for Fylde, so Eastbourne 1, Fylde 1. And Solihull in the north, leading Staleybridge by 2-0.
Was that Southport 0, Dover 1?
No, Dover 0, Southport 1.
Oh, good. Just checking.
Oh, a really loose ball, gives it straight to Adam Boyes on the edge of the D. He takes a shot, great save from Phil Wilson. That's about the 3rd time that Dulwich defence has just gifted possession to Guiseley. And twice, actually, Adam Boyes has been the recipient. Twice he's been denied by a good save from Phil Wilson.
Yeah, he should have done better with that one, though, for me, than the first chance that he had, because he didn't have a defender within 7 or 8 yards of him, really, and he just shot straight at the goalkeeper, Phil Wilson.
Now they come forward, Hamlet. They're on the left-hand side again. This ball played into the box, up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's found the edge of the area where Jarrett tries to control and takes a shot. It was a snapshot, really, only a half chance, and it goes behind for a goal kick. But the danger's definitely there, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, we can see from the play that, you know, Scannell and Jarrett, McDonald, that front 4 really, when you look at the team sheet, Carew, McDonald, Scannell, Jarrett, Clunas as well, you know, they can cause problems, and guys, you've got to stay switched on, because, you know, whereas the chances that we've seen for Adam Boyes have come from Dulwich switching off, you kind of feel that if guys were to switch off, there's players there that can take the chances.
Now the ball down that right-hand side, and Boyes has just won it. He's taken it into the area. He's got Paul Square. If he twos too, it's a great save again from Wilson, from Boyes. He had options to the left, but a superb save from the goalkeeper again, just to deny Adam Boyes. He's had 3 great chances in this game, but 3 occasions he's been denied by the acrobatics of Phil Wilson.
Yeah, he's very much losing a personal battle, I think, against Phil Wilson at the moment. That one wasn't the easiest chances. He'd done well to beat the defender, took it from the right-hand side in towards the 18-yard box, and then fired again straight at Phil Wilson, but from a much tighter angle than the chance we'd seen before.
Now Carew plays the ball forward for Dulwich. It's intercepted. Rather played forward, rather too poorly by the number 9 McDonald, Dean McDonald. He plays it all the way through to Stephen Drench. And Drench clears up towards Hurst. The ball bounces in the air. Hurst controls. He cuts in field this time, finds Boyes, but Boyes is well challenged. And Dulwich come away with the ball now. Onto the halfway line, though. Norburn intercepts and plays it out to the right flank, where Ryan Toulson steps up. He goes down this right-hand side and lays it into Rothery. He's challenged by Carew. Guys will get a throw.
Yeah, good play from Ryan Toulson. Just decided to set the ball and run with it down that right-hand side. before linking up with Will Hatfield.
Now Guiseley will get played back under the way, and they get the ball down that right-hand side, and a cross comes in. Again, it's blocked, only as far as Hurst, though. The clearance. Hurst gets it into the area. Rothery chases down to the byline. This time it takes a deflection. It's going to go behind for a Guiseley corner.
Yeah, Colin. It took a deflection on its way through. And as you can see, here come Lawler and Danny Hall both making the way up from the back.
Corner from the right flank. Norburn will take this one now. Rothery coming across as well, as if he was going to take it short, but actually it's going to be a ball into the box. There's 5 to aim for. It goes in there. Jake Lawler towers above and drills a header towards the goal, but it's just over the bar and behind. But good effort from the Lions. Again, good movement in the box. This time Jake Lawler is not able to direct the ball on goal.
Yeah, quite right. He got up very well. Had a good header as well, just over the top of the crossbar, and he in fact hit one of the supporting posts that keeps the net up.
Tackle comes in and Guiseley win the ball again here with Hatfield on the halfway line. Hatfield square towards Norburn, intercepted. Picked up now as Dulwich Hamlet intercepts and come forward with Nelson. This time the Lions again tidy things up, move it down that right flank. Into the feet of Rothery. Good challenge comes in on him. And Ryan Toulson tries to win the ball back, but now it's Dulwich Hamlet who come forward. And on the left flank now is a ball out to Scannell. Challenge comes in from Jake Lawler, and it's out for a Dulwich throw.
Yeah, it was Damien Scannell who was going to look to try and get away down that left-hand side. Lawler does well though, comes across.
Dulwich on the ball now, plays it into the area, and it's looking for Jarrett, but it's beyond Jarrett and safely into the hands of Stephen Drench.
Yeah, I think that was Nyron Cluris who played the ball looking to find Jarrett, who made a good inward run towards the penalty spot, but Stephen Drench was aware of it. Came out and collected it before Jarrett could get there. But again, this has been one of those little spells over the last 5 or 6 minutes or so where Dulwich have passed and moved the ball that bit better than Guiseley, and have been looking to try and cause some problems for Guiseley at the back.
Now the ball headed clear up to the halfway line. Guiseley continue to have possession. It's played up towards the edge of the 18-yard box and eventually got away. Picked up now by Jarrett. Jarrett is challenged by Hatfield, but keeps possession of the ball and runs into the Guiseley half. Carew now to the right back. Nelson up here to Jarrett again. Under pressure. He's blocked by Dudley and it's out for a throw-in. It's played in by Nelson and tackle comes in from Dudley. Dudley plays it over the halfway line. Hurst has actually got a good run on him. He's got a bit of a running race on with Hibbert. He wins it. Gets the ball square into Boys. Boys tries to lay it in the path of Dudley. Just miscued the run, Anthony Dudley, and in the end Dulwich Hamlet can recover possession. Now they're urged forward by the home fans, hoping to see their side get back into this game as Guiseley lead 2-0 here. The ball with Jarrett. Exchanges passes. Played up towards the edge of the 18-yard box where Jake Lawler intercepts, and again Guiseley come away with it. Great tackle in on Hurst, and now there's a chance here for Carew to get the ball into the box. Scannell out to the right hand side. Jarrett curls it in with the left foot towards the edge of the 6-yard box before it's headed away, and it's down for a goal kick, throw in.
It was a wicked ball, wasn't it, from Albert Jarrett? Again with that left, cutting inside. Out for a throw.
5 minutes to go to the break. Guiseley leading by 2-0. The throw about to come in here from Nelson. Plays it short. Gets the cross in towards the area. There's a chance here for Dulwich Hamlet to get a goal back. Superb save from Stephen Drench to deny Clunis, I think it was. That's an absolutely fantastic save. Clunis found some space in the area. And now it's still Drage who's on the ball now for the home side. In towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Carew and Scannell battling to try and win it. It's out to the right-hand side now. And it's going to go out for another throw. There's a player down in the box at the moment. but play still goes on. It's Scannell who's down, but Drager's picked the ball up and he's going to try and run the Lions defence. There's a clattering challenge in on him, and a free kick now for Dulwich Hamlet, just on the edge of the D. Guys, they are just facing a bit of pressure here. Scannell's up on his feet.
Doesn't look comfortable though, does he?
Danny Hall was late, wasn't he, on Drager? And it's a chance now for the home side to test Stephen Drench once again. Yeah,
we saw an excellent save from Stephen Drench a couple of moments before when it looked like Clunis was bound to score for Dulwich, only to be denied by the fingertips of Drench.
Referee just points the whistle. Guys, he will have to take.
Everybody's back.
Everybody's in the penalty box for the Lions at the moment, as Anthony Dudley just orchestrates the wall. Stephen Drench telling him what he wants. This free kick very close to the edge of the D on the right-hand side, so almost at the point where the D meets the edge of the penalty area.
It's going to be Ashley Carew.
Carew will take, as Chris rightly observes, 6 players in the wall, including 2 Dulwich players.
He's not the tallest, is Stephen Drench. He's not going to see a thing of this, is he?
3 minutes to go to the break. Chance now for the home side to get a foothold back in this game. Free kick to be taken by Ashley Carew. Referee's got everything in shape, and finally the whistle goes, and we wait him to take it. He strikes the ball well, takes a deflection, bounces on to the roof of the net. For a moment, the fans behind that goal almost jumped for joy, but it just fell the wrong side of the crossbar from their perspective. It'll be a corner kick for Dulwich.
Well, the wall very much did its job then, didn't it? That's why you put it there.
It's a wicked deflection. Stephen Drench would have been beaten. Corner now from this right-hand side. Will come in. There's about 5 players on the edge of the 18-yard box for them to aim for. They run into the box now, and it's a great header, and the ball's put in. And Dulwich have a foothold back in this game, and it's come from Mitchell Nelson, who scored just before the break. Just as Guiseley were looking dominant, Dulwich have a spell, and now it's Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2.
Well, for a moment there I thought that Stephen Drench in particular was looking for a free kick again to be given in his favour. It didn't come. Mitchell Nelson rose well. Free header in the end. And a good header from Mitchell Nelson. Successive games for him that he's scored in. But a disappointing one for Guiseley, and disappointing time to concede as well, right before half-time.
So this game is definitely on. Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2, just before the break. The home side getting one back that gives the very big crowd here today a lift. And the goal scorer on the ball at the moment, who came from left back up into the penalty area to head home. Challenged by Adam Boys inside the Dulwich half, has just won Guiseley a throw. Just a few yards in on the right-hand side as the Lions look to just keep hold of this lead towards the break, perhaps even have another chance themselves. But I'm sure Matt Bow will be furious at the fact we've conceded
he will,
at this point in the game.
Absolutely, and the timing of it as well, you know. Again, it's cliched, but they always say worst time to concede is right before half-time. Completely changes your manager's team talk. I'm sure Mark's now will be fairly different to how it would have been a couple of minutes before.
Gavin Rothery battling in right midfield, trying to win the ball. The 45 are up. There's 2 minutes to be added. And there's a chance now for the Lions to press the ball forward again. Danny Lowe chips it up towards Boys. Boys flicks it on, headed back by the fullback, Nelson. It's laid out to the left-hand side here. Hibbett. Up towards Nelson. This is a poor ball though, and it's out for a Guiseley throw midway through their own half on the left-hand side.
Yeah, Mitchell Nelson was looking to get on the end of that, then gave up when he realised it was going well beyond.
Oh, and the throw to be taken by Danny Lowe. He's spilled it, and it's a foul throw in the end, and now the throw will be taken, and it's played up. Headed away and intercepted eventually by Oliver Norman, who slaps the ball into the, I think, the arm or the face of one of the Dulwich players, Carew, I think, but the referee's given a free kick.
Yeah, the free kick's been given because Ashley Carew, but he was basically covering his face, to be fair to him. The ball was heading straight for him, would have caught him square in the face, and just puts his hands up to defend his face and ends up conceding a free kick.
stewards will let
Dover
you in
1,
as soon as it is safe to
Southport
do so,
1.
but it's extremely crowded in now.
As we head to the break here, it's Guiseley who are 2-1 up.
As I know you have been at other games this
And
season.
we wait for a free kick to be taken as we're deep into stoppage time here in the first half. Stephen Drench gets ready to play the ball forward. Can't imagine there'll be an awful lot more time to be added. 15 seconds to go of the added 2. This time Stephen Drench plays it down that left-hand side towards Danny Lowe. Nodded on by Dudley, picked up by Hurst. Played forward again. Hurst, who scored that great first goal for the Lions, floats the ball out to the right-hand side. Good interception though. And there's a good challenge comes in from Hurst to prevent a counter-attack. That's the last action of the first half. Half-time here, Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2, and what a first 45 minutes of football that was. It's very entertaining.
Yeah, it's been a superb game. A really great example of what a great game can be had in the FA Trophy in this competition. Great goal from James Hurst to open the scoring. A fortuitous goal, which I'd say for Anthony Dudley. We're not going to complain at that though. But then the worst possible time really to let the home side back into it.
And a vociferous crowd here. You feel that second half they'll get behind the side. Now they've seen they've had chances, haven't they, to test Stephen Drench before the goal. It was a great opportunity for Clunas. A great save from Stephen Drench, denied them just moments before then. They know they can get the better of the Lions' defence. We're going to have a tough task in this next 45.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, if it's half time and it's 2-0, you think, right, all guys have got to do is come out and see it through. You know, obviously they're going to press for it either way, but you've got that more of a cushion. As it is, with the home side being just a goal behind, they're going to throw absolutely everything at guys in the second half, and we're going to have to stay strong. Danny Hall and Jake Law in particular are going to have to be focused, be concentrated, know where each other is. Otherwise, there is a real possibility that the Dutch will get themselves level before we get a chance to get further ahead.
It's a tough 45 minutes here at Champion Hill. Dulwich Hamlet have got the important goal back for them, but Guiseley still lead 2-1. A superb goal from James Hurst in the opening 13 minutes, and then the second from Anthony Dudley on 27. Took a deflection on the way in, but deceived the goalkeeper and found its way through. Let's go down all the scores from the FA Trophy. First of all, in the FA Trophy, Bradford Park Avenue, Nantwich, that game's been postponed. Braintree 0, Stourbridge 0, Chester 0, Hungerford 0, Dover 1, Southport 1, Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2, Eastbourne 1, Fylde 1, Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 0, Grimsby 2, Weston 1, Halifax Barrow postponed, Havant and Waterlooville 1, Welling 1, Havant had led in that game 1-0, Leamington 0, Altrincham 1, Oxford 0, Cheltenham 0, Sutton United 1, Curzon 0, Torquay 0, Wrexham 0, Truro 0, Macclesfield 0, Woking 0, Maidenhead 1, so that one potentially an upset. Into the Vanarama National League, one game going on there of interest, certainly at the top of the table. Lincoln City 0, Forest Green Rovers 0. Into the National League North, Brackley 2, FC United 0. Big game at the bottom of the table. Chorley Gloucester was postponed earlier today. Gainsborough 1, Telford 1. Telford had led in that, but Gainsborough Trinity grabbing an equaliser. Hensford North Ferriby, Lowestoft postponed. Lowestoft postponed because of the FA Trophy. Solihull 3, Stalybridge 0. The team at the top of the table, Solihull Moors, continue their fine form. Stockport County 0, Nuneaton 1. Tamworth and Harrogate was postponed for the FA Trophy. And then Worcester 0, Corby 1. So it's a good roundup of the scores, I think, from all of the non-league games that we've been following. Just to let you know what happened in the local sides in the Football League. Sheffield Wednesday beat Leeds United 2-1 earlier on today. Huddersfield 1, Fulham 1. And then in the League 1, Bradford City are 0-0 with Oldham. And in League 2, one game that we're tracking here between York and Newport. York City, of course, bottom of League 2. And that would be an interesting derby if that was to happen next season. Two things obviously have to happen. They have to go down and we have to stay up. But York City 0, Newport 1. And again, not looking good for the Minster men this afternoon. I hope you've enjoyed that first half. A quick shout out to a couple of people who've tweeted us as at Guiseley Radio. Of course, if you are wanting to let us know your thoughts, it's always really welcome. First of all, big shout out to Craig, Craig Shearston, and thanks to the hello, and looking forward to having you back up in the press box sometime, actually, Craig, after your excellent work at Aldershot in the trophy last season. Philip Crimes, thank you once again. Looking forward to the usual high-class commentary. Well, sorry to disappoint you with just what our usual commentary is, but very much appreciated for your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts or anything you'd like to share with us, do let us know at Guiseley Radio. We're going to go for a short break now, but we'll leave you with the thoughts of Mark Bauer after the game at Grimsby. We'll be back for the full second half very shortly.
We wanted a reaction from the second half performance at Gateshead, and obviously worked on a few bits during the week in training, and the lads stuck to the plan really well, but most of all, they just gave absolutely everything. Headers, tackles, they were putting the bodies on the line for us when they had to do it against, I've said it before, but I think the best team in the league. And really, barring a couple of for all the possession that they had, the chances that they had were few and far between. And the one that they've got's a little bit fortunate how it sort of deflected into the lads' path right in front of goal. So disappointed, obviously, with that, because I felt the lads had done enough to get the victory. We showed that true bit of quality in front of goal with Ollie Norburn's fantastic strike, and yeah, disappointed. And I thought they should have had a player sent off for a horrendous tackle on Will Hatfield just in front of us. You just wondered if that had been the other way around. 5,000 fans baying for someone to be sent off, what would have happened? But in my book, that's a red card these days, all day long. You look at the Gavin Rothery one a few weeks back at Wrexham. That's a red card tackle, and we didn't get that bit of luck that we should have got. So disappointed with that. Didn't think we were looked after how we should have been, but I think after Gateshead, if you'd have offered me a point here, we'd have taken it.
And it's been a real performance in adversity, hasn't it, with illness in the camp and you're having to really shuffle the pack today.
Yeah, we've 6 players out that would have been probably in the squad today, 6 not to be able to select. Add to that with a couple of lads on the bench that have not even trained this week. So it's been a testing time, and when results are going against you, and the poor second half performance against Gateshead, it's difficult, but the lads stepped up, were good in training this week, and the performance sort of really was really pleasing after what's gone on. We're in a difficult run of games. Our home form's been good. We've struggled away from home to pick up wins. We've had a fair few draws and a couple of defeats recently, and this is the 4th of league games. It's the 4th away game in a row, so it's been a difficult run. Possibly with the Grimsby rearrangement, the next 2 league games are going to be at home, so hopefully we can continue the decent home form that we've had. We've won 4 of our last 5 at home, and if we're going to keep this gap that we've got, or increase this gap that we've got between us and the bottom 4, we need our home form to be good. So it'll be good to get back home next week against Forest Green, and the lads can take a lot of confidence from today's performance.
And one of the criticisms has been that we haven't been taking our chances in front of goal, but today we weren't going to get many, but the one we did, what a strike as well from Oliver Norburn.
Great strike, yeah. He's just saying in the dressing room there, he was angry because he'd given the ball away just before, and it was almost out of frustration. And yeah, we know he's got that in him. He's been sort of playing as a little bit more of a holding player, or holding midfield player for us recently. We just wanted to get him a bit further up the field, have him shooting from 25 yards as opposed to 40. So he did put a good shift. Thought him and Bosch were good for us in there today. Jake did that screening job well, but he could name every single player. They've all done a really good job, done exactly what we've asked them to do, and the goal that we've conceded, you can analyse it, but I think we're a little bit unfortunate with how it deflects into the lads' path. But yeah, when you come to these places, you might need something special or be clinical with the only chance that you get, and fantastic strike, and just a shame that it wasn't one that won the game for us.
After Christmas, it'd been a bit flat with those performances at Aldershot and Gateshead. The Guiseley fans that turned out in their number today, they did the club proud, didn't they? Yeah, brilliant support. Speaking with Eddie before the game, and we were surprised really with how many we saw, given the away form that we've had, and time of year and everything like that. To come in such numbers, and you could hear them throughout the game from minute 1 to minute 90 that they were there backing the lads, and it's really appreciated. It makes such a big difference when you come to places like this where there's 5,000 home fans pushing them on. To have your own band of supporters there, pushing you on,
is a real bonus for us and much appreciated. And hopefully now we can get back home and get a couple of results at home and just get ourselves out of performance like this, and a result like this does get us out of the little rut that we were in. But we've got to kick on and turn 1 point into 3 now and look to put in a similar sort of shift against Forest Green next week.
Yeah, that is a tremendous task again to do, isn't it? Same again against Forest Green, one of the top teams in this division.
It's the league we're in. It's going to be tough, and I think you look at the fixtures at the start of the season. They were relatively kind, and we had some very winnable games, and we certainly won a fair few, and opened up a good gap between us and the bottom 4. I think recently we've had some really tough fixtures. If you look at where we've played in the past 2 months, we've got a lot of the tough fixtures out of the way. You look at the away games we've played, we've done today, so we've done Grimsby, we've done Forest Green away, we've done Cheltenham away, we've done Tranmere away, Wrexham away, Dover away. We've got those fixtures out of the way, and I think Byron Eastleigh, they're probably the 6 toughest places to go. So to have them out of the way, I think is a real positive for us to be in the position that we're in. Everyone can, after a couple of defeats, confidence can go and can be that little bit of panic sets in, but it's important that we keep our heads and look to take advantage of fixtures coming up. Like I said, the home form's been good, and you look at the away games we've got between now and the end of the season. I'd like to think that we can certainly improve on the away form that we've had for the first half of the season.
It's definitely a good point. Obviously you feel a little bit disappointed once we've gone 1 up, and the manner of their goal, should I say, because I think there were a little bit of luck involved how it fell to the lad, but no, we'd have took a point before, and then I thought the lads put in a fantastic workman-like performance today. So yeah, we're pleased with a point.
How much impetus was there on a massive improvement from Monday at Gateshead?
Well, we've me and Bowser and Martin, we've just watched the full game on the coach coming to Grimsby, and to be fair, first half at times we were quite, we were the team on top, but we don't want to talk too much about it. But if you give away the goals that we give away in 5 minutes or whatever it was straight after half time, we killed ourselves really. We gift wrapped it to Gateshead, but that's gone. And to be fair, today I thought the lads were magnificent, and 1-11. The lads worked very, very hard, and we got a point out of it.
For large parts of it, we had to just sort of batten down the hatches slightly and deal with all the crosses, but we coped with them relatively well.
Yeah, we come with a game plan. I thought it worked today. We got the goal, and to be fair, for large spells, they never really troubled us for all the ball they had. Knocking it across back, and they never really hurt us. And I think I can name a couple of chances, maybe second half. The one from a free kick headed at far post. But apart from that, I don't think they've had a chance. So it's pleasing to come to Grimsby and say that.
And obviously, illness within the squad meant a number of changes in today's formation and lineup.
Yeah, there's been a few people, myself one of them, over Christmas. Obviously Nick today not well. Wayne's had a bug. There's a couple more as well. So lads have gone out there today and wrapped themselves up and had a good go.
And in terms of going forward, it doesn't get much easier at home to Forest Green on Saturday, but a lot of positives we can take from today going into that game.
Yeah, I think you come away to Grimsby and you get a point. I think you've got to give you confidence, and we've got to believe that that we can come to places. And obviously, we've had a lot of away games as well recently. So that's been hard as well. But there's next couple at home, and I think at home we're as good. We can be very, very good. So we'll look to see what we can get some out of them 2 games.
We've been asked to bounce back from the manager, and I think we did that. Probably disappointed not to come away with all 3 points. Again, really, we've been in this position before, but it's a tough place to come. And we've shown that we are capable of getting results and good performances. So it's a stepping stone for us. We've got 2 hard games coming up in the next week, and we'll take it into the next games.
And for you personally, that's your second one in the Oliver Norburn Goal of the Season competition.
Yeah, delighted to get another goal. Just wish it was the winner.
What is it about your game that is different to some of the other midfielders? We certainly think that you're not afraid to have a go.
Yeah, the ball's come to me, and I don't know. I just took the opportunity to shoot, and it's gone in. Like I said, delighted with another goal. Hopefully, many more to come.
Of course, going forward onto Saturday, it doesn't get any easier. We've come away to third and got a point, but at home to second in the league, Forest Green on Saturday.
Yeah, we're in for another tough game. I think they'll be a decent side as well, but like I said, we've shown that we can mix it as well. We've got some good players in there. It's just all about believing in ourselves, and I think we can go on to win many more games.
And at this stage of the season, we're above the bottom 4, which is where we want to be come the end of it. Is it all about the team spirit and going forward and sticking together, and hopefully the results will come?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've just got to believe in ourselves and keep playing, and hopefully we'll be nowhere near that come the end of the season, but it's one game at a time. It's a good result for us today and a hard place to come, and we'll take that into Forest Green.
I think we had a good game plan. We were disciplined, and I think we deserved it. I don't think Drenches had too many last-ditch saves to make. You know, they've had a few things flash past the post, but I think overall the draw was probably fair.
And after a disappointing defeat at Gateshead on Monday, important to bounce back in the right way.
Yeah, we've got a good group of players. We've got a good spirit, and I think everyone was disappointed with Gateshead. You know, we feel we're a lot better than that. I think we showed it against a really good team today.
And for you personally, it's been a bit of a stop-start period for you with being in and out of the side. You got the start today, and whilst you were always going to have a battle in the air, you seem to suddenly ruffle some feathers with the centre-backs of Grimsby.
Yeah, obviously, you know, I try.
Well, welcome back here to Champion Hill, where Guiseley and Dulwich Hamlet are doing battle, with the scoreline currently 2-1 to the Lions, but after a commanding 2-goal lead that Guiseley took, Dulwich Hamlet got themselves back into the game with a headed goal from Mitchell Nelson on 43 minutes, and it's now 2-1, and the home side go in with a little bit more optimism and hope for the second period than they might have done had the scoreline been as it was just 5 minutes prior. But with it being 2-1, it's finally balanced and we're back underway. And Chris Bell, this is going to be a tough test, isn't it? The second 35. It'll be good to get a third and put this one perhaps a little bit more to bed.
Yeah, absolutely. You think that from Guys' perspective, if we can get that third goal, that may certainly go a long way to helping to kill the tie off from our perspective. But obviously, Dulwich, you know, getting that goal just before half time, that's going to give them a massive confidence boost, and no doubt they'll be giving and throwing absolutely everything in the early stages of this second half.
At the moment, the home side on the ball on the halfway line, up towards the back line. Good thundering challenge comes in from Danny Hall. But again, Dulwich have the ball, and they move forward again, looking to release McDonald down that left flank. But it's cut out by Tilson, and now Rothery plays it over the top, and Hurst makes a good run down this right flank, gets the better of the fullback. Hibbert gets the ball into the box, floats it up towards the back post, but Dudley was never going to arrive there on time, and it's headed away. Tilson wins the second phase back for Guiseley, and Hurst just chips the ball back infield in towards Rothery. Rothery finds Tilson. Tilson's first time cross into the box goes into the hands of Phil Wilson.
Yeah, it's not a great cross from Ryan Tilson. Easy enough for Wilson to deal with.
Well, an equaliser for Woking in the FA Trophy. 1-1 now with Maidenhead, after Maidenhead had taken the lead in that game. Guiseley defending in midfield, good battling, tackling, and Ryan Tilson has the ball now for the Lions, and he sends a rather optimistic ball forward. Goes all the way through to the goalkeeper. Ethan Pinnock now plays it out here to Hibbert. Hibbert chips it forward to the left flank where Carew cuts in field. And it's picked up by Clunis. He's stopped in his tracks by Norburn, who sends it long. Back into Dulwich half now. Dudley was the target man. He wasn't going to get there. Mix up in that Dulwich defence once again. Boys tackling, winning the ball. Plays it to the right-hand side. Hurst through on goal. Clean 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Great save from Wilson once again. He's kept Dulwich in this game on more than one occasion now. And that was a great ball into Hurst. And Hurst was clattered by the goalkeeper. But Guiseley still have the ball. 3 men forward. Hurst on it on the right-hand side. He kills it in towards the back post. Boys goes for it. Good headed clearance there from Drake, but it's Norburn looking to win the ball back again, and he does, and sends it back to Danny Hall. But super chance there for Hurst.
Yeah, absolutely, very much so. And you just stole my line, because Phil Wilson has very much kept Dulwich in this tie. He's denied Adam Boys on 3 occasions, and then again there to deny James Hurst the second goal.
Clearance from Dulwich Hamlet again, just goes straight through Hall, Danny Hall. Taken back to Hall by Tilson. The Guiseley centre half. Gives it to Lowe, who opts to go back to Drench. A couple more goals actually in this second half in the trophy. Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 1. Gateshead getting an equaliser. And Eastbourne 1, Fylde 2. Fylde were trailing in that game, but the Conference North side now leading against the Conference South 1. Hurst on the ball now for Guiseley. Plays it into Toulson. Toulson's 2 on him, but manages to get the ball through to Hurst. Hurst crosses towards the back post. Nobody there in the position that he places the ball. And there's a battle on between Dudley and Nelson. In the end, the referee opts to give a throw, I think, to Dulwich. It's not a free kick, it's a throw in right back position. 3 minutes gone in the second half. Still Guiseley lead by 2-1.
Yeah, it's been a lively start, actually, from Guiseley's perspective, compared to how we started the first half when Dulwich were very much on top. I think Mark Bowers, said to them that Healy expected Dulwich to wanted to come out and attack, and he sent Guiseley out to do the same.
Now a space opened up for a moment just down that right-hand side, but Jake Lawler was quickly across. Clunis was the man who'd found it in the right flank, but good interception from Lawler. Sends it back to Drench. His clearance in turn is nodded out for a Guiseley throw. And Danny Lowe in no hurry to take. Just interesting to see how Mark Bauer will take the second half here, whether he'll make the changes early on, if he'll rest players, or if he'll feel that he'll need to stick with that starting 11 until this. Perhaps if we had a couple of goal advantage.
Yeah, you certainly think that if we had if we had a bigger advantage in terms of distance ahead of them in goals, that maybe Rob Atkinson and Ben Parker may get a run out just to get some game time and some bit of match fitness, because as much work as you do in training, there's no substitute for game time.
Norburn just sending it back to Stephen Drench as it's a little scrappy period of play, neither really controlling the ball. Ryan Tilson now in right back, plays it upfield towards Hurst. Hurst, ball just goes above him and through towards Adam Boyes, but good defending. And great defending actually from Ethan Pinnock, who takes deflection with his clearance off the Guiseley man and gets the throw for the home side.
Yeah, he did well there, Ethan Pinnock. I was talking to one of the Dulwich fans sat nearby, and he was saying that Pinnock is the man that's going places. Apparently a young defender who's come through since being a schoolboy here at Dulwich Hamlet. Of course, they've got a good pedigree of bringing players through. Xavier Vidal, somebody that we've played against this season for Welling. And then that young lad that went to Norwich whose name eludes me.
Now Guiseley are under defensive because McDonald's found the ball through here towards the edge of the D, but challenge comes in on Scannell. Guiseley managed to get it away. Now Hurst on the counter-attack for the Lions. Hurst down this right-hand side. He's going to cut infield. He's got options. He opts to go on the right outside as Dudley is disappointed because he's made a good run into the box. I was hoping to get the infield pass. Tilson now on the ball. In the end, he sort of sends it rather aimlessly forward. Falls in between Hurst and Boyes and is picked up by Dulwich, and they come away on the counter-attack here with Carew. And, sorry, not Carew, Scannell. Scannell tries to get past Danny Hall. He's tackled, and it's going to be a Dulwich throw.
Yeah, positive play from Dulwich.
Danny Hall appears to bundle over Scannell. Referee says nothing and then gives a free kick for a slightly late challenge on James Hurst, which displeases the home crowd.
I was going to say he's not going to make himself popular, is he?
A couple of other goals. Bradford City leading 1-0 at home to Oldham. Brackley 3, FC United 0. Strange, isn't it, FC United's story this season? I thought you'd wondered whether they would hit the ground really running in that division. Struggled.
Yeah, they're no Guiseley, are they, for coming to the league and getting to the playoffs first season?
Tilson takes the ball forward, sends it up towards Hurst. It's a throw in left back position for the home side, but they're being closed down in spaces inside their own half. And now it's picked up now by Waldron, captain who forced Stephen Drench into a fine save in the first half. Carew, middle of the pitch, plays a lovely ball towards the back line, headed away by Jake Lawler. Just a slightly overhit control from Dean McDonald, but he's still in possession on the edge of the D, tries to run through the entire back line, goes to ground, and the referee waves away the appeals, and I have to say quite rightly so, because I think McDonald just ran out of impetus and then hit the ground, and despite the impassioned pleas of the home fans, the referee waves it away. And it's going to be a throw-in for Guiseley.
Impassioned's one word for it. Yeah, it was a great run from McDonald. He did really, really well. He must have beaten 4 or 5 yellow shirts, and then when it came to it, just couldn't get between the final 2. And the ball had got away from him. He went to ground. At risk of being punched, I'm not convinced.
I don't think it was very clear at all, to be honest. I think referee's got that one right. But it just goes to show, doesn't it? It just takes one moment like that, and if it was 2-2, you know, you think the impetus of getting back on level terms would certainly give Dulwich a real shout of going on to win this game. But as it is, it's still 2-1 to the Lions. 54 minutes gone, and Ryan Tilson with a throw on the right-hand side. He's going to launch one long into the box. He does, in towards Hurst, who makes a strange sort of scissor kick motion but doesn't get the ball. Tilson wins the header back for Guiseley, and then Boys wins the ball on the edge of the 18-yard box. Bit of a suspicion of a foul, but he drills the ball in towards the goal, and it's deflected just wide of the upright, and the home players are absolutely furious with the referee because they feel there was a free kick when Boys won that ball.
Yeah. What was I saying about him not making himself popular, the referee?
Still 2-1 to Guiseley. Corner now for the Lions. On the right-hand side, Norburn. He's got 5 to aim for in the box. Goes in towards the edge of the area. Jake Lawler was trying to volley it from the edge of the 18-yard box. Totally missed the ball. And it's a chance for Dulwich to come away with it down that right-hand side. And there's a free kick given to Guiseley as Jarrett tries to get past the midfielder and runs into his back of him, and the free kick is given. It was Will Hatfield, I think, who's pushed to ground.
Yeah, I don't. For me, that's not a Guiseley free kick. I think Will Hatfield deliberately just got himself between ball and man.
But Guiseley nonetheless have earned themselves a throw.
I'm just trying to make some friends around here because at this rate we're not going to have many.
Yeah, I thought the referee got that one right.
It's easy for you to say. You're sat further away from the home fans than I am.
You could be my buffer. Human shield.
I've been many things for you this season, Colin, but a buffer is not one of them.
Well, development opportunity, Chris. Guiseley have the ball on the right-hand side now with Ryan Tilson. 3 to aim for it in the box. It goes in. Chips over the head of Tilson. Boy slips as he tries to win the ball on the penalty spot. It's cleared, but only as far as Norburn. Shooting range for Norburn. Plays it to the left-hand side, though, to Danny Hall. Guiseley have time and space on the ball, the sort of time we don't expect usually in the National. But we're not making the greatest use of it. The ball forward is headed away. It goes all the way back to Jake Lawler. Braintree 0, Stourbridge 1. Braintree actually get a game on for the first time in a long time.
Yeah, that's the biggest shock in that statement, isn't it?
Stourbridge have taken the lead. Now, Rothery, who gets the ball down the right-hand side, gets the ball into the box, finds Hatfield, but he's going back from goal, gives it to Hurst. Hurst will have to cut in field, can't get the shot away. Good challenge in on him, only as far as Norburn. Ball played out to the right-hand side now. Rothery chips the ball down. He's just pushed over.
Yeah, he was bundled over.
Just pushed over there by Jordan Hibbert. Free kick to Guiseley, just up from the corner flag.
Yeah, that one is a free kick.
It's taken quickly, it finds Norburn, but Norburn has to go back to Rothery. Now to Tilson, sets himself to cross, doesn't deliver the ball particularly well. Falls to Rothery though, who chips the ball in towards Dudley, just beyond Dudley, and it trickles through to the goalkeeper. Still 2-1 to the Lions.
Yeah, good spell of play from the free kick. Had to keep it sharp passing. Final ball wasn't the best, but good build-up play before that.
Phil Wilson clears, headed on by Jake Lawler. Now Hurst plays it into Rothery, who keeps running down this right-hand flank. Good combination play between those two. Rothery cuts in field, tries to let the ball in towards Hurst. Chipped in towards Will Hatfield. Hatfield under pressure, gives it back to Rothery, and then Tilson. Tilson keeps the ball in play, and eventually knocks it out. But there's a big shout anyway, if the linesman wasn't sure. Hibbert cuts the ball in field here. Carew under pressure. Goes back to the centre-half, Drage, who plays it long into the feet of Jarrett. He plays it in field, but it's blocked well by Norburn, who's had an excellent game in midfield. Looks like a foul by Boys in the centre circle, but the referee again doesn't give it, and it's played back by the full-back. There's a bit of a hesitation by the goalkeeper in coming back to try and clear the ball from Hibbert's pass back. And in the end, the home side do clear their lines, and it goes all the way through to Stephen Drench.
Well, it's certainly been an end-to-end start to the second half, hasn't it? Very entertaining, stayed at a good pace, just like we saw in the first half.
If I was a neutral, I would be urging on Dulwich, you wouldn't you? You'd really want them to get back into it. As it is, I'd like a third. The ball's gone up now to Boys. Boys is battling, and it's a superb challenge from Pinnock to take the ball away from Boys and then from Hatfield. It's been immense at the back as Ethan Pinnock for the home side. Clearance goes upfield and then out, and there's going to be a change. And I think it's going to be a Dulwich change. Albert Jarrett is coming off, and Ryan Moss is making way, and there's a big cheer.
Yeah, I was informed at half-time that Ryan Moss is somebody that has been very much in the goals of late. He's somebody that the Dulwich fans were speaking to are certainly keen to see come onto the pitch. A little bit surprised personally that Albert Jarrett was the man to give way.
This has faded in the game though. I thought he started really brightly in the first half. Hasn't seen as much of the ball in the certainly in the second or the latter part of the first half. Boys battling hard again to try and win the ball inside the Dulwich half. It's cleared. It's the halfway line. Won now by Gavin Rothery. Rothery lets the ball through to Hatfield. Hatfield rides the challenge, keeps running into the centre of the Dulwich half. Good challenge on him. But guys, who win the ball back here with Hurst, and Hurst tries to dink it into the path of Hatfield again on the right flank. It's intercepted. Guiseley throw. Still 2-1 to the Lions. Woking now leading Maidenhead 2-1. Maidenhead were leading in that game at the break. But Woking for the National, restoring the favourites lead in that game. Tilson just taking his time to take this throw. We've had an hour gone in this one. He gets the ball back from Rothery. Rothery now towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Into the feet of Hurst. Try and get a passing from Guiseley on that right-hand side. Tackle comes in. Guiseley get the throw once again.
Yeah, good play from Ryan Tilson.
And Tilson lays himself back to the hoarding as he opts for the long throw once again in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Flicked on by Hurst. Eventually forced away. Norburn picks the ball back up. Drills one from distance, takes a good firm drive. The goalkeeper spills it inside the 6-yard box. He lost the ball completely as he was on the ground for a moment. Manages to do enough to recover. There was no pressure on him. But again, it was one of those hard, low drives as the ball goes back from, I think it was from Pinnock into the feet of the goalkeeper, Wilson. Boys just getting in between the defender and the goalkeeper, forcing the ball to be cleared and out for a Guiseley throw, which again, the home side don't agree with. And again, Guiseley keep the pressure up. Rothery into the feet of Tilson now on the right flank. Tilson up towards Hatfield. Tackle comes in from Carew. Dulwich managed to clear up towards the halfway line. Lawler lofts the ball high in the air and eventually cleared well that time by Drage. And now Guiseley have to defend because it's going to be poked forward there by Nelson, the man who scored the goal for Dulwich Hamlet, before Danny Hall returns the favour and hoofs it back to Phil Wilson. There's a couple of more goals. Oxford City 1, Cheltenham 0. Maybe that is a genuine scoreline now. So Oxford City upsetting the apple cart at the moment. Truro 1, Macclesfield 0, and Eastbourne 1, Fylde 3 on the FA Trophy.
Yeah, that's a good result for Fylde as things stand, and to be fair to Truro as well, against National League Premier opposition in Macclesfield.
Grimsby 3, Western 1. And Cheltenham, of course, will not be liking the scoreline at Oxford City. That's quite a turn up for the books, isn't it? Guiseley in possession of the ball at the moment, still in their back line. Goes long. Hurst manfully chasing after it, but he's never going to shake off the attention of Hibbert as the ball goes through to the goalkeeper, Wilson.
James Hurst, for me, has certainly been one of the massive highlights of this game. You know, we're seeing him in that attacking right wing role that we we've heard he's capable of from his time at Torquay.
It's a good ball forward down the right-hand side, and at the moment Dulwich trying to win the ball off Danny Lowe with Clunis sticking to his task. It's cleared, but only as far as Waldron. Picked up again by Nelson. And then Carew inside the centre circle. Spins past Will Hatfield. Carew lofts the plays the ball into towards the feet of the substitute, Moss, but just goes the wrong side of him, and it's back in the hands of Stephen Drench.
Yeah, looking to find the substitute Moss there, just too much on it as he goes through to Drench.
There goes the goalkeeper, clears, and it's nodded on by Hurst. Picked up by Boys on this right-hand side. 2 Dulwich defenders around him. Deflects off Will Hatfield. It's going to be another Dulwich throw inside their own half.
How long have we got to go?
Still time, isn't there? For any, quite a lot to happen. 25 minutes to go. With Guiseley leading by 2-1. They were 2-0 up. Dulwich got a goal just before the break. Great goal from James Hurst as well in the first half. A superb strike from the edge of the 18-yard box, curling in past the goalkeeper at an impossible angle. And Guiseley have been much more dominant in the second period in terms of possession. Not really making the chances though. Dulwich now counter-attacking, get a free kick. The collision between Danny Hall and Damien Scannell will actually result in Danny Hall going into the book as a referee goes to the pocket and is pointing around the pitch at other instances that he can remember and eventually pulls out the card. And Danny Hall is the first man booked this afternoon.
Free kick, yes. Booking, probably not for me.
Free kick now for Dulwich. They had a free kick just before the break, and that sort of led to a spell or a passage of play that ultimately led them to getting an equaliser. This one, not in the same position. It's about 5-10 yards perhaps away from the edge of the D. Very central. Guys are setting out a 5-man wall, 4-man wall now. Stephen Drench under instruction. They're trying to keep a high line defensively towards the edge of the 18-yard box. But Dulwich have got plenty of players. Everybody inside the Guiseley half at the moment from their perspective, except for the goalkeeper. And it's going to be Carew again. He struck his one decently. He took a deflection before in the first half and hit the top of the net. Carew this time strikes this one, goes over the wall, just goes past the upright and behind. But it was a good flight on the ball. Stephen Drench motioned to suggest he had it covered. He's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, struck it well there, Ashley Carew. Plenty of pace on the strike as well as he got it up and over the wall. But just wide of Steve Drench's upright. But as you say, I think Drench probably would have had it just about covered.
Dover 2, Southport 1. Havant and Waterlooville 2, Welling 1. Meanwhile, Dulwich are on the attack again. McDonald cutting infield, good skills, plays the ball in towards Scannell, down to the touchline, crosses into the area. The flag is up already, and it will be a goal kick. But the ball fell to Clunis on the penalty area, inside the penalty area, about on the penalty spot, and he looked like he was setting himself for a shot. Nonetheless, it turned out that Scannell couldn't keep the ball in play. It will be a goal kick.
Yeah, another chance there as Dulwich looking to press down this left-hand side, got the ball across. Nobody knew the flag was up at that point.
.67 minutes gone. Guiseley leading by 2-1. The ball hoofed away again as Dulwich Hamlet look to press. Picked up now by Dudley. It's chipped forward and then it goes out. And it's going to be a Dulwich throw on the halfway line.
That Bauer's having a few close words with Liam Dickinson at the moment, so potentially maybe Dicko to come on.
He's taking his gloves off now as Liam Dickinson, and he looks to me like he's getting himself kitted up, ready to...
He's got himself a snood.
No.
Oh dear.
I only just know what one of those is. But it looks like Liam Dickinson will be the first change at some point. Meanwhile, I think there's going to be another change, unless that's the Guiseley one being geared up for. But it looks like there's some activity down on the Dulwich bench as well. Only one change so far made, and that is for the home side. Guiseley, after having spells of good possession and dominance early on this game, have found Dulwich more resilient in the second half, and still remains 2-1 to the Lions. We are indeed going to see that change, and it's going to be Tilson coming off by the looks of it, unless he's coming towards just taking the throw-in, or has he been spoken to by Matt Bowen? No,
it's number 9 that's on the board.
Yeah, that would make sense, wouldn't it? Taking off Boys for Liam Dickinson.
Boys will be ruining his luck in this game, though, the chances he's had.
He's put himself into some great positions. Guys are now on the ball here, just losing out James Hurst to the ever impressive Pinnock, and now the ball taken away by Nelson. He plays it long, intercepted well by Danny Hall, picked up now by Dudley on the left hand side, but he's closed down swiftly, and Dulwich Hamlet come away with it. And Dickinson stands on the touchline here waiting to get on. Meanwhile, the ball worked down that right hand side by Clunis, who wants to take a quick throw and slips actually at the crucial moment. So it will be the chance for Guiseley to make the substitute. And Adam Boyd, who I think has had a good game today, he's worked very hard, hasn't he? He's going to be replaced by Liam Dickinson.
Yeah, he's put in a good shift as Adam Boyd, but he will be ruining his luck, won't he? Because the chances were there, he just didn't take any of them. Phil Wilson very much came out the better man in that one-on-one battle.
Truro 1, Macclesfield 1. Macclesfield getting an equaliser. Just as Guiseley cleared the lines, it's going to go all the way back to the goalkeeper here, Wilson. And it's also Eastleigh 1, Gateshead 2. Eastleigh were leading. Gateshead have turned that one round. It's McDonald, who's on the left-hand side of the field. Cuts past Ryan Tilson. Used to take a strange sort of kick at Ryan Tilson between his legs. Didn't make any connection with him. Wins the ball back anyway. It's out here with Scannell. Scannell on the left-hand side. Up against Hurst. Trying to make some space to get a cross in. He plays it across the 18-yard box, and Guiseley can counter-attack now as they pick the ball up here with Dudley. Dudley to Lowe. Lowe making a surging run down that left-hand side towards the edge of the 18-yard box, and then his eventual ball is so poor. He curses himself, and the ball goes all the way through to the goalkeeper, Wilson, who rolls it out and lows out of position there for a moment against Clunis. Clunis goes past Danny Hall, of course, who's on a yellow card. Lowe now gets back in place, but Clunis has got a chance to get the cross in if he can. He's on the angle of the penalty area on the right-hand side, goes down towards the byline now, gets the ball in there. Guys, he opt to put it behind. It'll be a Dulwich Hamlet corner.
Yeah, and just listen to the home crowd now. They're very much up for this, getting behind their side. There's the likes of Pinnock come forward from the back.
19 minutes to go, and there's some questions being asked now of Guiseley. The corner, which will be taken by Carew on the right-hand side, and there's about 4 dark blue shirts. They're all clustered together on the edge of the 18-yard box. They break apart as the ball comes in, but it's headed away by Tilson. Only as far, though, as Clunis, who will float this one back in towards the penalty area. Jake Lawler gets a head on it, but just flicks it into the path again of a Dulwich Hamlet man, but when it falls to McDonald, he beats one but can't beat the second Guiseley defender, and it's cleared away. But the Lions pinned back for the moment, played forward again by Wilson up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, over the head of Moss, and back in the hands of Drench.
Yeah, it's a good spell of pressure though from Dulwich. The fans vocal, getting behind them.
Clearance is made by Dulwich Hamlet, and they get the ball up to the halfway line. It's up here by Carew, who goes down. He's clipped. Sorry, Scannell rather. He goes down. He's clipped by Norburn. And the free kick is given. Norburn gets roundly booed for. I think he was just taking the ball away with him. They're inside the centre circle, but it's a chance again for Dulwich to get some players forward and put some more pressure on Guiseley.
Yeah, it's taken short though.
Finds short to Scannell, and he really wastes it because he gives the ball straight to Hurst. Now Hurst on the counter-attack down the right-hand side. He doesn't have much in the way of support. Liam Dickinson is a good few yards away from him. Good recovery work from Scannell to correct what was initially his error. And in the end, Guiseley have to accept that they lose possession because it's going to be a throw-in for Dulwich Hamlet in left-back position.
Yeah, Scannell's just retying his bootlaces. Is the throw-in's taken?
Throw is taken, and it's into the feet of Waldron. It's played forward now, finds Carew. Carew lofts the ball over the top there, looking for Moss. Intercepted well by Ryan Toulson. Picked up now by Norburn. He and Dudley combine, exchange passes. Hall then plays it up towards Lowe, but it's over the head of Danny Lowe and out for a throw-in. Just wonder whether it might be thought from Mark Bauer, with Danny Hall being on the yellow, whether to make the change actually for a chance to give Lockwood or Atkinson some time. The ball's worked down the left-hand side for Dulwich and knocked out of play. It'll be a Dulwich throw. They take the pass throw quickly, and on this left flank, cutting in field, is Hibbert. Now McDonald floats the ball to the right-hand side. Chase on for Clunis. But he's not going to get there ahead of Dudley, who lays it back into the feet of Danny Lowe. Lowe's clearance up towards the halfway line. Liam Dickinson wins the ball inside the centre circle. Will Hatfield does as well. Dickinson doesn't get the second touch though. And Dulwich come away with it once again. They're going to make another change, the home side, but at the moment McDonald's on the ball. And he's running at the Guiseley defence. Eventually that is cleared. And Liam Dickinson is the only Guiseley man forward, and he's up against Pinnock. Didn't get much time to have on the ball, there's Pinnock, but he rides the challenge of Dickinson and completes the clearance. And you have to say, Dulwich Hamlet growing more and more into this half and more into this game. And of the two sides, they look the more likely to score just at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd expect as this game goes on, once the scoreline stays the same, with Dulwich trailing by a goal, that the more and more Dulwich will push, and you'd expect that from a side that's trailing in a cup competition.
It's going to be Jacob Erskine coming on now for Dulwich Hamlet. He's going to replace Matt Drake, who is applauded. What are we seeing here? Are we seeing a tactical change?
We are indeed. It's a centre-back that's coming off and coming on. Erskine, who's a centre-forward recently returned from injury. So as we expected, Dulwich now just going to throw everything at it. Guys need to stay strong, defend well, and when they can, and they've got the capability to do so, counter-attack when they get the chance.
Erskine in the thick of things early doors, actually winning his side a corner. That looks very harshly given, actually. Jake Lawler, I think, felt that Erskine had knocked that one out, but he's actually been adjudged to have played the ball off. Lawler, the corner's taken, short actually, to Carew, then back here to McDonald, who drills one in, takes a deflection off the head of Liam Dickinson, goes behind for another corner kick, but that one was drilled in with some real purpose from McDonald. The flick behind takes it out for another Dulwich corner.
Yeah, the pressure continues to mount on the guys at 18-yard box.
And it's taken short again. McDonald again getting the ball into the box, right into the 6-yard box, and it's headed up and over, and it falls once again onto the top of the goal net. Guys will take the time probably to get this back in play, but we need just to get ourselves back into a little bit of shape, don't we, here? And we just feel that in that second period, if we'd early part of the second half, if we'd made our dominance pay, we could have put this game beyond sight. But at the moment, well, Dulwich look like...
Are you saying if we'd taken our chances?
Yeah, I know. It's a reverse, isn't it, in the first half? Yeah. We didn't create enough chances, though, did we, in that spell?
No, we didn't. We took the chances that came, but we didn't create enough of them. Whereas now, as you say, those chances in the early doors of the second half.
Gone. Guiseley, meanwhile, just winning the ball back after Dulwich are pressing. It's cleared by Ryan Toulson anyway, up towards James Hurst. He's having a bit of a battle there with Hibbert. Shanked clearance from Pinnock. It goes up in the air. Hurst tries to win this one. And it's won back by the home side once again. This time a challenge comes in from Gavin Rothery, wins the ball, and then there's a real tussle between Rothery and players surround the two. The home side fans, or the home fans, are not happy with the collision.
Well, there's some optimistic chance on that far side of off from the home fans when the free kick has been given in Guiseley's favour.
Gavin Rothery, he lunged into the challenge, didn't he? Won the ball cleanly, to be fair, but I don't think the fact that
I think it was the reaction more so than anything from Rothery's perspective, but I'm sure I saw the free kick given.
So we have to wait and see what the referee's got. 3 guys he plays around. Danny Lowe, the captain, coming across. Rothery's been spoken to. The captain, of course, is Danny Waldron, who was the man who was fouled initially. And the referee just speaking to the two of them, and just I think he'll probably just do the whole calm down and get on with it talk, and he does indeed. And so it will be a free kick for Guiseley. And you can see that the home fans aren't happy with that outcome, but that's what it is.
Yeah, there's enough of them to make their voice heard.
11 minutes to go. Guiseley still leading by 2-1, but it's a slender lead. A very competitive last 10 minutes or 15 minutes or so. Guiseley managed to win a throw on the left-hand side of midfield. A couple of scorelines coming in. Truro 1, Macclesfield 2, so Macclesfield leading after trailing earlier on that game. Lincoln City 0, Forest Green Rovers 1 in the National. That's a league game. Brackley 4, FC United 0. Oh, and Woking are 4-1 up now against Maidenhead. They too were losing in that game, but Woking now dominantly 4-1 up. Guys, just 2-1 here. They've managed to play the ball out and win a corner. The referee giving a corner, much again to the displeasure of the home side.
We're going to see Danny Boschel fairly shortly.
It looks like it's
stripped down, ready to come on.
Will Hatfield is coming up according to the sub-board there, but that change isn't going to be made just yet, I don't think. I think they'll wait for the corner. Last 10. Guys, who will take this corner from the left-hand side. They've got 4 players up, 1 inside the 6-yard box. There's Hurst, there's Dickinson, there's Lawler inside the box. It floats in towards the back post, up towards Dickinson. Claimed well by Phil Wilson. An excellent game this afternoon, the Dulwich goalkeeper. And he clutches that one gratefully inside the 6-yard box. Rolls it out here to the left-hand side, and it's charged on here by Hibbett. Hibbett plays the ball infield. Back here to Waldron. Waldron, his ball forward is cleared, but he gets the ball back and plays it to the left-hand side, and Hibbett has another chance to run at Hurst, and he gets the cross. Hurst makes the deflection, turns it behind for a corner. Once again, the pressure mounting on Guiseley. Danny Boschel still on the subs bench. More defensive duties.
Yeah, everybody's back for Guiseley. All bar Anthony Dudley. Liam Dickinson's back.
There's lots inside the 6-yard box. This one lofted into that area again. A melee of heads collide, and eventually it's got away by Guiseley up to the halfway line. Dudley will chase this one down, but it will be dealt with, and back into Dulwich Hamlet territory again with Carew up against Dickinson. Great tackle from Dickinson to win the ball back, but he doesn't play a great ball in towards Will Hatfield. And a super tackle again on Dickinson by Waldron. Wins the ball back for Dulwich, and it's up towards the edge of the 18-yard box now. Guiseley still managing to hold firm and hold their lines. Rothery feels he's brought down. Referee's given the advantage. He'll bring it back now. Rothery was fuming when he was pulled down. I think he was tripped by Erskine. But referee just tells him to calm down, and the free kick will be Guiseley's. And Danny Boschel will finally make his way onto the field.
Yeah, and it's Anthony Dudley who is coming off after getting a goal on his second Guiseley debut after rejoining from Bury on loan, 6th of the season. Oh, actually, that is Anthony Dudley. Ryan Toulson once again was coming across to this near side, and that threw me for a second then, because Anthony Dudley, his number was up, but he was showing no signs of even seeing the board.
Well, I thought it was Will Hatfield actually at first because of the 4. I must have misread the 3, but Boschel is coming on, so neither of us know what we're talking about, do we? Still 2-1 here to Guiseley. Into the dying embers of this game. Guiseley have had to hold firm, though, against a very impressive Dulwich Hamlet side. And again, they win the ball. They lose possession, though, as it's knocked out of play, and Guiseley will get the throw. Oxford City 1, Cheltenham 1. Equaliser for Cheltenham. Torquay 1, Wrexham 0. Woking 5, Maidenhead 1. Now, So might not be the shock on at Marsh Lane. Ryan Tilson will take the throw for Guiseley. Level with the penalty area now. He throws it in towards Liam Dickinson, who nods it down. Picked up by Hurst inside the box. Hurst takes a drive that takes a deflection. It'll go behind. It'll be a Guiseley corner. It was worth the chance, wasn't it? Because the drive could have gone anywhere, and the deflection gives Guiseley a chance to just run down the clock a little bit and take the sting out of what has been a very impressive recent passage of play from Dulwich.
Yeah, very much so. As you say, worth an effort there. Hurst full of confidence from his goal earlier on.
Corner to come from this left-hand side. It's floated in towards the edge of the 6-yard box, in towards Hurst. Headed away. Well, Norburn goes to drive it, but he seems to miss the ball under the challenge altogether. Guys, win the second phase again. It's played infield by Rothery up towards Dickinson. He doesn't win against Pinnock, but Hurst does. He's pulled over. And then there's a strange scenario where Hurst is lying on the ball and the free kick is given, even though Jordan Hibbert is trying to kick the ball out from underneath the body of Hurst. That could have been a rather unpleasant situation. I think the referee probably should have just stopped that a little earlier. Free kick's given to Dulwich Hamlet, I presume for the obstruction in effect that James Hurst gave, but Hurst thought he was going to get the free kick, didn't he?
Hurst was convinced I wasn't by a long shot, to be honest.
Dulwich now on the right hand side trying to make some headway on that flank, get the ball into the box. Clunis now chips it in there, flicked on by McDonald. Lovely little flick with a back heel, but it doesn't find a Dulwich man. Battling still from Will Hatfield up against Carew. Carew wins the ball back though. Shout for handball against Hatfield. Nothing given though. Pinnock now. Pinnock plays it in. Good interception from Danny Boschel. Challenge comes in from Will Hatfield. That time another hand goes up and it bounces off him. But guys, he don't get penalised. And then when the ball is played forward towards Hatfield, it goes beyond him and out for a throw to Dulwich. 5 minutes to go. Guys, he's still leading 2-1. As at Oxford City now against Cheltenham.
Waldron's been booked. Is it Waldron? It is, the captain, number 4. I'm guessing, speaking out of turn.
It's got to be dissent, hasn't it? I'm getting very frustrated, I can tell.
He's not the only one in there in Champion Hill right now, to be honest.
Guisey take the ball away. Gives it to Liam Dickinson. Dickinson cuts in field. It's here with Rothery. Into Danny Boschel. Crossfield ball there from Norburn. Finds Tilson. Tilson's pass towards Hurst is cut out, but it will be a Guisey throw.
Yeah, it was a little bit lazy, really, the ball from Tilson.
Truro 2-2 now against Macclesfield. Stockport 1-1 against Nuneaton. Nuneaton, of course, going great guns in the Conference North. Good equaliser for Stockport, I'm sure, from their perspective.
Yeah, they parted company with Neil Young this week, I think.
Yeah, they did, didn't they? 2-1 still here to Guisey. But Dulwich looking for the counter-attack with about 3 minutes to go. Headed on. Taken down here by McDonald. Challenge comes in on him by Ryan Tilson. Ball goes forward nonetheless. Danny Lowe lofts it clear. Taken down there by Clunis. He loses out now. Hatfield comes away with the ball. Shout a handball again against him, but Hatfield has it. Plays it down this left-hand side. And can Guisey get bodies into the box? It's in there. Hatfield, a great header just inside the 6-yard box, but he heads it wide. It was a good run there from Will Hatfield as he won the ball, played down the left-hand side. Danny Boschel it was who crossed. Hatfield with a diving header. Connected well with it, but couldn't direct it, and it goes past the upright and behind for a goal kick.
You don't see enough diving headers in the game nowadays, do you? That would have been a really good little finish from Will Hatfield. Would have finished the 1-2 wonderfully well. But it certainly wouldn't have pleased the home fans, given that, as you say, 3 or 4 handballs decisions have gone in Hatfield's favour in the last 10 minutes or so.
Well, we're going to see the introduction of Ben Parker, who's been out with injury. And he's on the halfway line at the moment, preparing to come on, and he's going to replace Oliver Norburn. I thought Norburn has had a good game. It's, perhaps Mark Bauer just wants to run the clock down a little.
Yeah, and also I think it gives Ben Parker the chance to get back onto a football pitch for a while. You know, he's had a long layoff with injury. Going to be interesting to see where he goes, position-wise. He's moving on to the right-hand side. Sorry, the left-hand side, so he's going to take up the attacking role.
Ball's played forward. Chase on for Dickinson.
So Hatfield and Bosch, those are your two central midfielders. Gavin Rothery's now in the hole that was occupied by Hatfield. Then Ben Parker now operating down the left-hand side of midfield.
Just look at that dugout at the moment. The Dulwich Hamlet management team really not happy. Gavin Rosa having a real word with the fourth official here. Guisey, meanwhile, in possession of the ball. Into the feet of Gavin Rothery. He's dispossessed by Scannell. It's gone behind. It'll be another Guisey corner.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that dugout, are you?
Looks like they're going to make one last change, Dulwich. 1 minute or under a minute to go of normal time. We're going to see
4 minutes.
How many? 4, or it could be the substitute. We'll have to wait and see, because there is a substitute due. Guisey, meanwhile, taking the corner kick in true professional style, in the time-honoured fashion of trying to run the clock down. Gavin Rothery plays it out here to Dickinson. He'll not cross. He sort of swipes to feint to cross and tumbles over, and in the end actually concedes the throw to Dulwich.
I was going to say, can Dicko hold it down there for 4 minutes?
I think you're better off having a go sometimes.
Yep, completely agree with you.
No,
Dickinson does well there.
As it is, it's going to be a throwing down here, which Guisey are still battling and contesting for. And the throw will be taken by Hurst. And there's going to be a substitute here for Dulwich Hamlet, and it's Scannell who's coming off. And I think he's had a good game, actually, Damien Scannell. He's been quite a challenge.
Yeah, he's
Gus Sow who's coming on.
Yeah, he's shown a lot of bounce, hasn't he, Damien Scannell? Been a good ball player.
Throw comes in towards Dickinson. He's tackled. Guys, he might just win the corner. They do. And again, Guisey just running the clock down. It's quite uninspiring end, isn't it?
It is a very uninspiring end when it comes to this.
But they're getting the job done because it's very tight, this game. Guys, at the moment, 2-1 up. Still all the goals in that first half. And it could have been more, but for some fantastic goalkeeping from Phil Wilson and some decent saves from Stephen Drench. It's been an entertaining game, but the Lions just trying to run the clock down. James Hurst tries to get past Liam Dickinson, rather, gets a sense he was going to get past the defence for a moment, but just slips. And now it's a chance for Dulwich to come away with the ball. It's upfield from Gus Sow, the substitute, up towards the other substitute, Ryan Moss, but it's headed away. Up in the air now as Dulwich try to get the ball under control. Interception comes in. It's hoofed clear up towards Dickinson. Dickinson wins the header, but it'll simply be a Dulwich throw in their right back position, which they take very quickly. Back to the goalkeeper, Wilson. And you can expect this one to go long and direct, with 2 minutes of stoppages already having been played of the 4 that are scheduled to be played. It's flicked on now. Moss towards the edge of the area, takes a shot from distance, but it's wide of the upright. But as it comes back off the hoardings behind the goal, it looks from a certain angle as if it's deflected over Stephen Drench and gone in, but happy to report not on this occasion.
Yeah, it was one of those angles, wasn't it?
This afternoon, today's attendance 1,949.
You can probably hear that, 1,949. You have to applaud that. That's a superb attendance here.
Harrow Borough in the Ryman League Premier Division.
Whatever
the 3 o'clock kickoff.
Whatever they're doing something right here at Dulwich Hamlet, because they've got huge attendances again, and a superb one this afternoon for this FA Trophy tie.
It is remarkable, isn't it, when you think about it? A team in the 7th tier, in a city, in the capital city, with all the clubs around, both league and non-league, and to get 1,949 down here.
Well, they've won a corner, actually. There was what looked like a little nudge on Ryan Tolson as he tried to control the ball. And Dulwich are really encouraged by the fact they've earned themselves a corner. Goalkeeper being urged to go forward. Everyone being urged to press this one last time as we enter the last few seconds of this game with a Dulwich Hamlet corner, with Guiseley leading by 2-1. The Lions, everyone back in the box. This one into the area, goes up towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's hit the upright and it's been put in. No, it's been cleared off the line. I can't see for people standing up in front of me, and eventually
it hit the upright.
It hit the upright, and Guiseley get the ball away, and now there's a counter-attack on. I thought for all the world that the ball had been put in, because inside the 6-yard box the killer touch looked to have been applied, but somehow it's been cleared off the line, which I can't tell you why, because everyone in front of us was up on their feet ready to celebrate the goal, but somehow it's been cleared and it's up onto the halfway line.
I saw it hit the upright, and it seemed to me that it was going to come back then to I think it was Clunis, who, from what I saw before people jumped up, looked like the easiest job in the world to put that in. Hit the bar as well, I'm being told, by somebody that could see what was happening.
It was an incredible moment, and that was almost certainly the finish that they would have been hoping for, but it just didn't happen, and in the end it's up in the Dulwich half, and the clock has ticked down. Perhaps there's just one last chance now for the home side to get the ball forward and press the goal once again. Guiseley a bit nervy. It's up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. It's one again, this time McDonald looking for options. He's been held up. He's going to have to try and cut round, and plays the ball into the box towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Again, Guiseley get the ball away. It's played in across the face of the goal, and this time behind for a goal kick, and the referee blows the whistle. It's been a really entertaining game, and Dulwich have played a really big part in this game, and really came very, very close to grabbing an equaliser at the very last seconds, and they really will be bitterly disappointed that they didn't snatch something right at the death there, won't they? Because to hit the bar and the upright in the final seconds of the match must feel very cruel. But Guiseley progresses, finished here. Dulwich 1, Guiseley 2.
I could have taken another 90 minutes of that back at Nethermore. It was excellent. It was a really, really good FA Trophy tie. You know, you kind of feel sorry for Dulwich, because for spells of that game they were the better side, and to come up against a side like ourselves, you know, 2 leagues above, without being patronising, you'd expect us to do well out of it. But you know, we're through. We're going to the last 16, and there's always a chance now when you get to this stage. Just think, one away from the quarters, and the quarters becomes the semis. I'm getting optimistic, aren't I? It's been a great win and a great performance from both sets of players, it has to be said.
A very good atmosphere here as well. Absolutely superb occasion, and it's been a real treat to come down here and see this game, and something I'm sure we'll savour for a number of years. But a good performance from guys, and what a goal it is. Just looking back on that game, James Hurst with that superb strike. He put the ball into the net with a curling shot from the edge of the 18-yard box. An absolutely brilliant goal that curled past the goalkeeper and nestled into the back of the net. But it was followed up by Anthony Dudley getting a deflection into the goal after 27, and then when the header came from Mitchell Nelson just before the break, the wobble started. Guiseley held firm though. Into the second period, looked a bit more dominant, but towards the end, the last sort of 20 minutes, it was Dulwich Hamlet who dominated, and they could have had an equaliser right at the very end of that game there, with first Clunis hitting the upright and then somehow hitting the crossbar. But absolutely excellent game of football here. Finished here with Guiseley beating Dulwich Hamlet 2-1. Let's just go and wrap up with the scorelines from the games that we've been following in the FA Trophy. Bradford Park Avenue, Nantwich game was postponed. Braintree 0, Stourbridge 1, an upset there. Stourbridge once again performed cup miracles, knocking out Vanarama national side Braintree. Chester 3, Hungerford 0. Chester easing through to the next round. Dover 2, Southport 1. Dover coming back from a goal down at home to Southport, and ending Dino Marmria's fantastic start as manager of the Sandgrounders. Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2, as you've just heard. Eastbourne 1, Fylde 4. Tremendous performance from Fylde, who've turned round a goal deficit. and run out 4-1 winners there. Eastleigh, who also were leading in their game, 1, Gateshead 2. Gateshead turning around that game and winning 2-1. Grimsby Town 3, Weston 1. Havant and Waterlooville 2, Welling 1. Welling, another conference national side, being knocked out by Havant and Waterlooville, of course beat Forest Green in the previous round. Leamington 1, Altrincham 1. That was in the first round. Oxford City 2, Cheltenham 2. Oxford twice led in that game, but in the end Cheltenham snatching a late equaliser to take that to a replay. Sutton United 1, Curzon Ashton 0. Torquay 1, Wrexham 0. Truro 2, Macclesfield 2. Woking 6, Maidenhead 1. Woking had trailed at one stage in that game to Maidenhead at half-time, but they ran out 6-1 winners in the end. And into the National League North, Brackley 4, FC United 0. Gainsborough 1, Telford 1. Solihull Moors 4, Stalybridge 1. Stockport 1, Nuneaton 1. Worcester 1, Corby 2. There's one in the Vanarama National League, and that was 10-man Forest Green, who of course were due to play us last week in that game that was postponed. They've beaten Lincoln City with just 10 men, 1-0 at Sincil Bank. Finally, those league sides earlier on today, Sheffield Wednesday beat Leeds 2-0. Huddersfield 1, Fulham 1. It finished in the Championship in League 1. Bradford City beat 10-man Oldham 1-0. And in League 2, as we were talking about, following keeping tabs on that York City game, finished York City 0, Newport 1. We've got to hurry to go and get the train now, but hope you've enjoyed it today. It's finished here, Dulwich Hamlet 1, Guiseley 2. We'll see you next week, this time for the trip down to Bottom Club Kidderminster. Hopefully we can keep this unbeaten run to 2016 running, and we'll see you then. Cheers now.